Smoke on the water and fire in the sky. Smoke on the water. Welcome into Luther Williams Field. A little serenade for all you Bananas insiders here on a thirsty Thursday night, 97 degrees at game time here in Luther Williams. Josh Talevsky, great to hear your voice. Really getting to sing the second time on a Bananas broadcast this summer.
That's right, Biko. I'm willing to, let the pipes shine anytime you need me to.
Yeah, we'll have a lot more of that as the summer goes on. Unfortunately, we've got possibly the best national anthem that we're going to have all summer. So for everybody who is dying for it to happen, tonight will not be the night that Josh sings the national anthem.
Yeah, I'm upset about it, but I'm telling you, we got big things in store for that anthem. It is going to be a good one.
Now, word on the street is that you did sing a national anthem today in the office.
That's true, yeah. The office was talking about not having an anthem singer for tomorrow, and I was like, call me up, guys. I'm ready to make it to the show. And they told me, okay, can you do it in under a minute 24, I think? And
pretty tight.
I got it in like a minute 5.
Did you feel like you were rushing it, or was it au naturel?
I was doing really, really well, definitely natural, and then Nick Allo came out of the office and told me that I was being loud and that Carson was in a meeting. So kind of like took 10 seconds away, cut me off right in the middle,
right.
And I kind of rushed the middle of the anthem and then went back to the normal pace at the very end. So I kind of rushed through the middle.
So you continued the national anthem even though our great ticketing friend said that we needed to quiet down because they were doing important ticketing stuff.
Yeah, well, I needed to quiet down. Everybody else, I don't want to get anyone else in trouble. It was I'll take responsibility for this one,
Yeah, well, fair enough. That's big of you. I'm continuing to be more prouder and prouder of you every day this summer.
Thank you.
So it's great to see Joshua Holderman. Caprice George says 15 minutes until game time. The most populous spot is behind the Bananas dugout. How'd you know that, Caprice George? You're right. But are you here? How did that? I'm interested in how you knew something that we have not showed you here on the broadcast. It's good intuition if you just guessed it. I'm guessing you have some inside info somehow. Steve Kellogg, Danny Litt Despaltro, Maddie Roberts. It's great to see all you folks. Steve said fingers crossed for speakers during Josh's national anthem debut.
I think he said sparklers. Get a little sparkler action on the cameras?
You're right. He did say sparklers. I don't know what. Speakers wouldn't have really made sense.
We do come here on the 4th of July.
Yes.
We could be just lucky enough. There's no anthem singer that day. Sparklers would really make for a tremendous whiteboard broadcast.
I completely agree, although I would be quite shocked if there was no anthem on the 4th of July of all days. They just go au naturel, not the opposite of au naturel. Recorded oral?
Pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded. There it is. Thank you. I realized I didn't do the Bananas or Bacon dugout, so sorry for that. Decided we've seen the creation of Luther Williams Field enough times that it didn't really have to be talked through pregame, as this is the 7th time these two teams have met this summer. And the Bananas beat the Bacon 17 out of 20 times last summer. So far, the Naners 6-0 in the 6 matchups this season. Josh, what stood out for you in what's been Naners' dominance through and through?
I hate to beat a dead horse, Biko, but it's the pitching.
Yeah.
Pitching has been so solid. We saw it again last night. Only gave up 1 run, and it wasn't even earned against Florence Flamingos. So,
yes.
I mean, really, really good stuff out there from the Bananas pitching staff. Rotation, really pitching well. Bullpen firing on all cylinders. Not much more you can ask for out of those guys.
No, it's you beat a dead horse if you have to beat a dead horse. I mean, the Naners have given up 1 unearned run, or check that, 1 earned run over the last 18 innings they've pitched. That was double jobs against the Florence Flamingos. But But its pitching has been the key for the whole summer. I think one of the numbers that stands out the most to me in that respect is that the Bananas have scored 79 runs on the summer, fourth most in the Coastal Plain League. The Bacon have scored 74 runs on the summer, eighth most. Pretty interesting. There's 3 teams sandwiched between 74 and 79. That's a topic for another day. But, you think, there's only 5 runs separating these teams who have both played 15 games. But the Bananas have a plus 32 run differential, and the Bacon have a minus 4 run differential.
Wow.
Pitching. The Nanners have only given up 45 runs on the summer, by far the least in the Coastal Plain League. It's a repeat performance from what was the most dominant pitching staff in CPL history last summer. And I got to be honest, as a broadcaster, it's really, really, really fun to watch the team that you're broadcasting for go out and shove on the mound pretty much every game this summer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the old expression always has been good pitching wins ball games, and we've definitely seen that. That's why the Bananas are a CPL best 12-3 right now.
Yeah, and you got to tip your cap to Corey Pye. Obviously, Tyler Gillum, a big part of recruiting the pitchers as well. But, on the bus, in the dugout, in the locker room, wherever we end up getting to talk to the guys, they can't say enough good stuff about Corey Pye. You come into summer ball, you're only going to be with these coaches for a couple of months. They're not trying to transform your lives baseball-wise. But Pye and the entire Bananas coaching staff does a really, really good job of letting the guys do what they do great, but then also offering a tiny bit of help here and there for those who will be receptive to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we've seen that with a couple guys, and they also benefit, of course, Pye benefits from having guys like Nolan Daniel, who he's worked with in the past.
Yeah, 2 years at Tallahassee Community College. This is his 3rd year now in Savannah. A lot of returners for this Bananas team. Oh, God bless America. Here we go. First God Bless America of the summer. And here comes what Josh and I think, both predict to be the best national anthem of the summer. That is until Mr. Talevsky sings it himself. City.
Yeah, I got some goosebumps there at the end.
I mean, come on. What a dynamic duo. Two of the more impressive voices I've heard in my life. We were blessed to have them do it when the stadium was empty earlier tonight. It's not like we saw these two people and said, oh, I bet these folks have some pipes on them. We had heard the performance beforehand.
All right, Bacon fans, I got
Who is calling me at a time like this? Whoever that pooler number is, I do not have your number in my system. If you're watching the broadcast, shoot a comment. Let me know why you try to call me when I'm on the air. Unbelievable. All right, we got 3 kids down on the field. I think kind of like our play ball all-stars for tonight, as we used to call them in Banana Land. Play ball, there's your play ball. Good work by them.
The Macon kids don't really get the whole play ball agenda, I don't think.
No, and now they'll leave the field, and now we will have somebody smash a banana.
Smash that banana! Let's make some noise!
Give this one a listen. Yeah, make some noise, people. Wow, I thought it was a fan who normally smashed bananas. That was Mason Minzy, the senior out of Ohio University. Guy who has done some catching and first base work for the Bacon, but out of the lineup tonight. Looks like he smashed it with a pan.
A frying pan, that's right, Biko.
I don't hate that. I actually got to spend a lot of time chatting with the umpires before the game here, and it's a crew that we've had a lot this summer. It is Terry Konzich, Jeremy Polovic, and Vince Kradger. And it's not surprising from getting to talk with them. They're all 3 incredible guys, all ex-military. And yeah, it was interesting. It's not surprising. They all have the demeanor, kind of really fun, loose guys, but you can tell they've got the former military discipline. And then when the national anthem and oh gosh, what did they sing before the national anthem?
God bless America.
Thanks for that one, Mr. Talevsky. You could see all 3 of them had the perfect posture. It's like, oh, okay, it all makes sense now. Really cool to see. So the 3 guys from Augusta, 2.5 hours away from here, come to umpire this game. Nanners drive from 2.5 hours east to umpire it. Nope, they're not umpiring, they're playing. And boy, what a sight for sore eyes. You see him right there, Jesse Sherrill, the left-handed hitting second baseman tonight. Third-year Banana takes a fastball up and out of the zone for ball 1. Jesse, a junior out of Georgia Southern University, his 3rd college, pops one foul left side, long run, and it's going to reach the seats. Ends up bouncing right about here. So a 1-1 count on the man who is at his 3rd college, started at Gordon State, couple years there, transferred to Kennesaw State, and this past spring was one of the best players that a really talented Georgia Southern team had. We playing middle infield for the rest of the summer for the Nanners. Rocking the pants up. Fouls one left side out of play. Looks like he curses at himself that he didn't square the fastball up. It's Carter Ganaway, the sophomore from Texas Tech. Right-hander on the bump for Macon. 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back. I have been jubilant for Josh to get to see Jesse Sherrill play for the first time. It's just so exciting to have him back. What do you think? What has the scouting report been on Jesse from all of my ramblings that's been with so much fire from my soul?
From all your rambling, Biko, I'd have to say one of those guys that Gillum likes, a little bit of a speed kills, also good slap hitter.
Yeah, cut and a miss on a slider down and away. So Jesse will strike out in his first at-bat of this summer, but you described him perfectly. He hit 361 rather this past spring at Georgia Southern, tops on the team. Had a 480 on base percentage that was also top on the team. 13 for 15 in stolen base attempts. You guessed it, top on the team. Led the team in walks, led the team in runs scored with 62 in 56 games. It will be a big third summer for Jesse, if I have to say anything about it. And now a guy who's off to a great start to his third summer, Drew Yanesta, righty on righty in the box.
And, one more note on Sherrill, Biko. It's just nice to have another lefty in the everyday lineup now joining Armando Becerra. Kind of gives the Bananas a little more of a balance from 1 to 9.
Couldn't agree more. Fastball high, count 1-1 on the senior, just graduated from Lenore-Rhine. Drew hitting .296 with a .344 on base percentage, 8 runs scored, a CPL high 13 runs driven in 13 games played this summer. And a cut and a miss on the slider in the zone. Count 1-2. Drew also with 7 doubles, had a pair of them last night. That's second best in the Coastal Plain League. Another 1-2. That one Drew watches a breaking ball dance out of the zone, down and away.
Yeah, you had to like Drew Yanesta's spray chart last night, Vico. Double to left, double to right, single to center field. Really good 3-hit night from him.
Able to spoil a fastball at the knees. Count still 2-2. Yeah, and what's really promising is Drew's had a little more swing and miss than he would have liked this summer, even though his numbers have been fantastic, was the second 2 hits, both of them with 2 strikes, although he flails and misses at a slider there. Tight breaking balls early on tonight from Carter Ganaway.
And that's been the pitch that I think Drew has really struggled with. That's been the reason for some of those high strikeouts. I think he just gets a little aggressive on some of those 2-strike counts, and a lot of times I guess the teams have just scouted him right, and they know to throw him breaking balls on those 2-strike with those 2-strike pitches.
100%, and it was pretty much the exact same pitch that Jesse Sherrill struck out on, obviously different for a lefty than a righty. Indy Stanley bounces a fastball too short. Grant Smith across the diamond. And that will do it. So a 1-2-3 inning for Ganaway, who is facing the Bananas for the 3rd time this summer, 2nd time he started against them. And those are his only 3 appearances so far. So tough for him, even though the Bananas offense isn't the juggernaut that it was last summer. Certainly guys that will grind at bats. And being the best team in the Coastal Plain League at 12-3, I think you'd like to try and see a different lineup your 3rd time out there on the mound.
Definitely. I don't blame what the Bananas plan of attack there on Ganaway in the 1st inning. You know you've hit him in the past, so why not try and be aggressive early? Ganaway, though, just executed some really good pitches there in the top half of the 1st.
He was 89 to 90 miles per hour, according to Cody Rimko, the TrackMan man in Macon. Shout out, Cody. Really appreciate that. That's something that I've done in the past, is in away parks reach out to the TrackMan guy and get that kind of info. But it hadn't, I don't know what's going on. It hadn't crossed my mind yet this summer. So we'll have a lot more advanced statistics on this Whiteboard broadcast than ever before. Ganaway, in his 2 previous outings against the Bananas, in total had thrown 6 innings, given up 6 runs, 5 of them earned, on 5 hits and 2 walks. So a 7.5 ERA, but something he had no shortage of is strikeouts. He had 2 in the 1st, 12 strikeouts in those 6 innings, so he's averaging a pair of Ks an inning against the Bananas. He just hasn't done a great job of keeping them off the board. They've scored 1 run every inning, and 5 of those were earned.
Right, yep.
Now Andy Booth will be on the mound for the Nanners. Andy, the junior out of St. Leo University, pride of Palm Harbor, Florida, southpaw. Nanners rocking their road grays. He wears them all the way down to the cleats. And pretty uniform for the Bananas. We've got the entire left side of the field rocking the pants all the way down. That would be Bo Brewer at 3rd, Caden Green at short, Drew Nesta in left, and then add in Armando Becerra in center. Throw Jesse Sherrill and Brody Wortham, the 2nd baseman and 1st baseman for the Nanners. Pants up, right side of the infield, as well as Indy Stanley, the catcher.
And if I'm not mistaken, Bryson Bloomer might be rocking some really low tweeners out there in right field.
Looks like a low tweener for me too, Mr. Talevsky. Lefty to righty to start the outing for Booth. Fires a fastball low to Hayden Breeze. Check that, Holden Breeze. 3rd baseman in his 4th game. 2 for 7 on the summer. And a fastball goes all the way back to the backstop. Just a smidge low. Bounced off the glove of Stanley. Count 2-0. Breeze with a couple walks and a hit by pitch. So he has been on base 5 out of 10 times this summer. Former South Mountain Community College man with Tyler Gillum as fastball gets the outside corner. And transferred to Oral Roberts. Just finished up his sophomore season there. Booth working quickly. Fastball, same spot. Count even at 2-2. Two backdoor breaking ball, not enough bite. Ends up well outside. Count runs full on the right-handed hitting Breeze. Andy will tell you this himself. He's not going to blow people away with the fastball. It's pretty much 85 to 87 miles per hour with the four-seam. We'll throw two-seam as well. Payoff is bounced softly foul down the third base line. Brewer bare hands it right around here. We'll do another payoff pitch. Shades of the swinging bunt Drew Iniesta had in extra innings, although that one rolled pretty much all the way to third base and stayed fair. You could tell this one had a little bit of English on it, wasn't going to be able to keep the same trajectory.
Yeah, Brewer didn't exactly charge that ball very hard. I think he and most of the Bananas infield expected that ball to roll foul.
Booth so far tonight, actually about 83 to 85 miles per hour. Another 3-2. Fastball misses outside. And maybe a leadoff walk. Start the night offensively for Macon. Now Bryce Matthews, the left-handed hitting right fielder, off to a fantastic start to his Macon career. In 6 games played, he's hitting .391, a .500 on-base percentage. 2 runs scored, 4 driven in. And has been a tough guy for Nanners pitching to get out. Front door breaking ball and a beauty. Count 0-1. Booth will work in a curveball, cutter, and a changeup to add to his 4-seam and 2-seam fastballs. Classic 5-pitch mix guy.
And probably one of the only guys on the Bananas with the 5-pitch mix.
Heater just misses low. Home plate umpire Terry Konzich. During the college season, does most of his umpiring in the Big South. All 3 of the guys out there umpiring, full-time umpires since they've retired from the military. Curveball just misses below the knees, count 2-1. Both those last 2 pitches look quite close to me, Josh. Just a smidge below the knees, according to Terry. Booth with a couple looks to first. And a fastball fouled off. That's how he makes his bacon. Just mixing up speeds, looks, and of course movement on the pitches. Two. Oh, beautiful breaking ball. Swung on and missed by Matthews. Really deadly pitch going down and out of the zone from a lefty to a lefty. So now it'll be Grant Smith. Now the shortstop, right-handed hitter for the Bacon. Sophomore transferring from Incarnate Word to Kentucky, out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Smith hitting .238 with a .360 OBP in 5 games on the summer. Couple runs scored, 3 driven in. And Booth will send a soft toss over to first base. The Bacon really do not run. Breeze over there has not attempted a steal in his 3 games so far on the summer. Out of the 9 starters for the Bacon tonight, 3 for 4 in stolen base attempts. 6 of them haven't tried to run yet. And fastball at the knees, count 0-1.
And the Bacon only have 8 stolen bases on this season because they average only half a stolen base a game. So it would be a real surprise to see Macon try and run on Indy Stanley or whoever's behind the dish for the Bananas tonight.
Hey, Indiana's got a good arm. Andy Booth does a good job of holding guys on. There's a breaking ball. Mighty hack and a miss by Smith. Below the knees, count now 0-2. Yeah, Ty Jackson has as many steals as the entire Bacon team. Kind of mind-boggling. Macon with that 8 for 12. They are at the bottom of the Coastal Plain League in stolen bases. Nainers at the top, 42 for 48. There's a hot shot up the middle. Inside fastball. Grant Smith got his hands in. Holding up at second is Breeze. First hit of the night for either side. And it didn't look like a terrible 0-2 pitch. But I think if you are Andy Booth and the Bananas, you maybe wanted to get that a little more inside. Just enough of the zone for Smith to get a good barrel on it.
Yeah, Breeze was able to get his hands in on that ball. It wasn't like seriously in on those hands, but just able to put some good wood on it, shoot it up the middle for a clean base hit.
Caden Green at short never had a chance. It wasn't demolished by any respect. It looked like it was maybe even off the plate, right on the inside corner. Lefty to lefty now. Nice breaking ball, just misses the outside corner to Carter Sanford, the catcher. I told Josh before the game I was surprised he's in the cleanup spot. Macon has some good hitters, as you can see at the top of the order, also at the bottom. Sanford, though, in 6 games on the summer, hitting 160 with a .222 on-base percentage, and a fastball yanked all the way to the backstop. That one never had a chance. Andy Booth bounced a heater right around the outside corner. And now go-ahead run at third. A little insurance on second. Double play ball obviously out of question. Andy with 7 2/3 innings tossed on the Summers. He gets a strike there. Count now 2-1 on Sanford. That's over 4 outings. 2 of them starts. And 3 of them against the Bacon. So this is a team that actually has a lot of turnover, although this is the 4th time he's faced them. A lot of new guys. That's a beautiful curveball on the outside corner. Count even at 2-2 on the left-handed hitting catcher for Macon.
Yeah, that's right, Biko. His last start was last Friday here in Macon, and he only went an inning and 2/3, and that was really because the Bacon were able to really force some long at-bats against him, foul up a lot of pitches, and also take a lot of really close pitches that did wind up being called for balls.
2-2 curveball bounces in the right-handed batter's box. Sanford cocked back like he might swing at it, is able to hold off. And as you were saying, payoff pitch coming. Breeze over at third base worked a 3-2 count and got a walk. Two coming with 1 down. Fastball yanked down and away. That's the other issue for Andy, is he's a guy who on the summer had only walked 1 batter coming into tonight, and that was at 7 2/3 innings of work. Already 2 walks here in the first inning. Obviously, a guy who's thrown about 83 to 85 with his fastball. Control is paramount.
I mean, this might be the hottest night we've had in Macon so far. I mean, grip on the ball could be very difficult for Andy right now.
Yeah, I believe it was 97 degrees at first pitch. Luckily for Andy, it's dropped down to 96 now. Big difference. He's in a big jam early. Bases full of Bacon. And here is Andy Blake, the second baseman in his 2nd game of the summer. And takes a fastball in there for a strike. Junior from Columbia College, teammate of the Nainers catcher Indy Stanley. Blake out of Hopewell, New Jersey. The Bananas are playing the infield back. They're going to try and turn 2 on a grounder. Lefty to righty. 0-1, fastball bounced in the dirt. Second great stop by Stanley with a runner on third here in the bottom of the first. Blake in his only game so far for the Bacon went 0 for 2, a walk, a strikeout, a run scored. He's got good wheels. Actually 1 for 1 on the summer in stolen base attempts. 1-1 offering, fastball fouled right side out of play. That was a really nicely placed pitch inside corner. And the count now 1-2 on Andy Blake. the battle of the Andes. Booth versus Blake, with the bases loaded and one down in a scoreless game here in Macon. 1-2 count from the stretch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Andy Booth with a huge bender there and an enormous second out of the inning. He wins the early battle of Andy squared. That's the pitch that really makes everything happen for Booth. Set up by a couple of fastballs. Even though he throws it about 85 miles per hour, he throws it enough that you think, there's a good chance it's coming, then he hits you with the big bender.
Yeah, that was definitely a good pitch. I think one of those chase pitches, and he just was able to execute that and get Blake to swing and miss.
Now Kyle Bork, and he hits a ground ball left side, backhanded at third. The throw to third in time. Caden Green, the shortstop, was actually the one who made the play. That was huge. The only chance he had to make an out was to grab it and fire over to Brewer right here. And that strands the bases loaded for Macon.
Wow, took a page out of the Flamingos book from last night with that 6-5 fielder's choice. And yeah, perfect play over there by Caden Green. Instead of having to go crossbody and fire on to first, just a nice little flip over to third base, and he got him by a couple steps.
Yeah, Bork can run awful well, and it was not hit very hard. I really don't think Peanut had a chance at first and made a really smart play. Good stretch and a snag over there by Bo Brewer as well.
Well, he knows how to play some first base, so of course he can put that stretch on over there at third.
That's part of the genius of Tyler Gillum. As we just do a little pass the bacon, these folks are passing a slice of bacon on the left of us, trying to get it to the top of the grandstand. On the right of us, it is a giant inflatable egg. That's what I had for breakfast this morning, although I put it on a bagel. My girlfriend Lauren ate them straight up. Bacon and eggs, dear. That's some old YouTube for you, folks. Oh, goodness. The comment section going crazy. Parker says, beat the bacon. And Caprice is here. Said, here sweating my bits and pieces off. Yeah, it is toasty. You can see Josh and I are awful hot here in the booth. Judy Pounders, Danny DeSpaltro. Hey, Judy, congrats on the new phone. Katrina Jackson fired up to see Jesse Sherrill back in the Bananas lineup. A well-deserved week off after Georgia Southern was taken down by Louisiana Lafayette in their regional final. Really good ball game. Ended up dropping that one 3-1. Maddie Roberts fired up about Jesse's appearance again in Banana Land. Lisa M. as well. Chad made it back just in time. Unsurprisingly, the Georgia Southern Eagle himself. Happy to see the Georgia Southern shortstop and leadoff hitter doing the same thing for the Bananas. Third straight year. As I drop the cap to my pen, it's really struggling. Sorry, Kara. I say my pen. It's really our marketing director, Kara Heater's pen.
Looks like it's been stepped on many a time there, Biko.
I've stomped on it a few times. Yeah, big time. Big time. Chaz Hutchinson, Gary and Jen. Great to see you in the chat. Sue Ellen. All right, it's going great. A little hot, but happy to be in Macon broadcasting Banana Ball. Hey, Sue's ready to have a drinking game. Just search Boozin' with Biko, or I know Jenny Polcarafiore, my mom, reposted it in the Bananas Insiders chat. You can find the rules. Bo Brewer leading off the top of the second for the Nanners. Takes a front door slider in there for strike one from Carter Ganaway. And breaking ball misses the outside corner. 1-1 on the Nanners third baseman, hitting .262 with a .392 on base percentage. Really nice. 7 runs scored, 5 driven in 13 played. And it hits a high fly ball in the infield. Not really going to make it very far. It will be hauled in by the first baseman, Kyle Bork. So the sophomore from Paris Junior College retired. And that will bring up Armando Becerra. As you mentioned earlier, Josh, a guy who has to be enthused to have another left-handed bat in the lineup with him. Center fielder for the Bananas, sophomore from Erskine College. Great start to his first summer in Banana Land, hitting 300, a 364 on-base percentage. And lines a fastball, foul left side.
And over the last couple games, Armando's done a really good job of drawing some walks and getting on base and trying to score for the Bananas.
Becerra has scored 6 times in 12 games. He's driven in 3 of his teammates. Fastball high, count 1-1. Righty to lefty. And outside. Becerra rocks the pants down. Ganaway on the mound with very low tweeners, similar to Bryson Bloomer on the Banana side, who sits not in the hole but in the pit. And there's a soft fly ball to left. It's going to drop in front of James Bell. Looks like it could have been a possible do-or-die diving play for him, but he was also battling the elements. The sun looked like it was tearing right into his eyeballs.
Yeah, definitely didn't get a good read off the bat on that Becerra single, and one of those situations where if he were to have dove and that ball would have gotten behind him, that's probably a 3-bagger for Armando.
Well, I'll tell you what, could very well be a 2-bagger for him. Mondo 4 for 5 on the summer in stolen base attempts. Part of a Bananas lineup that is 32 for 38. 4 times as many stolen bases in the Bananas lineup tonight than the Bacon have on their entire team, as Brody Wortham, Nanner's first baseman, fouls that one right side out of play. And 8 times as many stolen bases in the Bananas lineup than the Bacon have in the lineup tonight.
Wow.
Isn't that something? The Bacon are averaging about half a steal a game. The Bananas about 3 steals a game. Wortham, the senior, transferring from the University of West Georgia to Auburn. Mondo not with a huge lead, although it looks like he may have been leaning towards second as Ganaway checks on him. The B move. Hey, Judy Pounders and Sue Ellen already tossing some brewskis back. That's because there were 2 Andy Booth strikeouts in the first inning. It's a drink every time a Banana gets a hit or a walk, and anytime a Nanner's pitcher gets a strikeout. Mondo dancing towards second, and Ganaway will step off the rubber. Caprice George, it's great to kind of have a third color commentator. Anything that Josh and I might not get, we've got Caprice right behind the Bananas dugout to put it in writing in the comment section. Brody able to check his swing, confirmed by Jeremy Polovic over at first base. That was a slider down and away, count 1-1. Wortham hitting 208 on the summer, a 236 on base percentage. 9 runs scored and 8 driven in 13 games. Big cut and a miss fastball inside corner, count 1-2.
Wow, that pitch had a little movement there. It really ran in the hands on Brody Wortham. Good pitch there from Ganaway. Yeah,
and Ganaway's about 90 miles per hour with the fastball, so did look like there was a couple inches of movement biting in on the Nanner's right-handed hitter. Good to see Katrina Jackson, Steve Kellogg, and those are the 2 of them were fired up. That Peanut made a big play to get the Nanners out of that bases-loaded jam in the bottom of the first. Cut and a miss, pretty similar pitch. If it works once, why not try it again? Fastball on the inside corner, and Ganaway has 3 Ks. That'll be the DH this evening, Dylan Kurahashi Choi Fu, junior out of Tarleton State University, right at the Mendoza line on the summer, hitting 200, but a 313 on base percentage. He's been working a lot of really good counts, has a great eye, takes some close pitches for walks so far this summer. It's a happy medium that you have to find because, you know, some zones in the Coastal Plain League are larger than others. Slider was probably a tad off the plate right there. Terry Konzich calls it a strike to confirm my analysis, where you have to really know it's going to be a ball. Like, it's a true ball's ball to take it when you have 2 strikes on you. And I think that Choi Fu's done a good job of that this summer.
Yeah, he definitely does a good job of just extending at-bats, making the pitcher throw more than just your 3-4 pitches in at-bat.
Fastball just misses the outside corner. 1-1 on the man they call KFC, even though his last name goes KCF. There just isn't any KCF in the world as far as we know, and most people know what KFC is. 5 runs scored, 8 RBIs in 11 games on the season, and a check over to Becerra at first, who dives back safely. Chaz says, Biko, can you wish my mother-in-law, Doris Weber, happy birthday? Turns 92 tomorrow and living with you folks. Hooked on Bananas TV, Jackson is her favorite player along with Peanut. Well, yeah, of course. Big time happy birthday, Doris. Thanks for watching tonight. Becerra takes off for second. The throw from Sanford. Heck of a snag by the second baseman, Andy Blake, just to keep that ball from going into center. He tried to sell it to Vince Kratcher that a tag had been applied. It didn't seem like he was anywhere close to Mondo.
No, I don't think he got any glove on the back of Mondo there.
So Becerra now 5 for 6 on the summer in stolen base attempts. He's already earned his official Bananas headband for getting 4 steals on the season. Everything from this point on is just cake for good fun and giggles. 2-1, and there's a slider outside corner. Once again, Choi Fu thought it was out of the zone. Wager, I think it was a tad out. Something to keep in the back of your mind for these Bananas hitters. That's a pitch you're going to want to try and spoil because it's a tough one to do much with. So a 2-2 count now on the Nanners' designated hitter. Becerra off second. And same pitch. Great piece of hitting by Choi Fu. Serves it into right. Armando heading home. The throw all the way through, and Becerra scores. That is a heck of a job. 2-strike, 2-out hitting by Dylan Kurahashi. Choi Fu drives in his 9th run of the summer. Nanners on the board first.
Yeah, just reached out, put barrel on ball, shot it to the opposite way, and it was an outside pitch, so an easier way to get that ball to shoot out to right center. And Jordan Matthews looked like he was going to come up with a real heck of a throw there, but no, kind of fired that into the dirt. That came in on a lot of hops into the infield and made scoring much easier there for Armando Becerra.
Yeah, Matthews was playing really far in at third as a fastball misses low to Bryson Bloomer now. Nanners right fielder comes in hitting .237 with a .275 on base percentage. Second-year Banana, just graduated from Murray State. And yeah, I'll show you where that ball was thrown from in a second as Bloomer fouls one right side out of play, fastball. Tell me if I'm wrong here. I feel like the throw is made from like right about here, Josh.
Still shallow right field for sure.
Really shallow, and it did look like, Becerra's got great speed, but a perfect throw would have made a bang-bang play, and I think he like 3 or 4 hopped it home. Armando scored easily.
And, usually you think that you've got your best arm there in right field. A lot of times you want your best arm to make that throw from right to third base, but
Choi Fu takes off for second. Bloomer bombs one to left, and it's going to be caught right at the wall. The Boomer, the Nanners' home run leader last summer, flirting with his first long ball this year. He got a hanging breaking ball, and I think just got it off the inside of the barrel, or else that would have been to the land of good and plenty.
Yeah, you talk about warning track power. That's what you saw there from Bryson Bloomer.
Good piece and a very good sign for a guy who, even on the broadcast 2 nights ago in Florence, told Josh and I, he's not feeling it yet. Didn't really ever catch fire too much, especially towards the end of his spring at Murray State. But a guy who had 14 straight hits in the COVID season at Murray State, which tied the NCAA record, and last summer had 4 home runs in 2 nights. Someone who we've seen can get as hot as anyone in the world when he's right.
I think that was just a situation where he got out a little in front of that pitch, didn't get complete 100% perfect barrel there on the ball.
100%. But Choi Fu with the big hit on the inning. As we had been saying, the outside corner breaking balls had been called strikes twice on him, and both of them looked like they may have been a ball, maybe like I'd say 1 baseball off the plate, maybe 2. I don't think they were horrendous calls by any slight. They're close enough to call them strikes. And it was a really good job of protecting the plate there by Choi Fu and not trying to do too much, just hitting the pitch where it was pitched.
And hopefully the Bananas offense has noted that and now know, hey, they should come up with that similar strategy from here on out in this ball game.
Especially with a man in scoring position and 2 down, just got to get bat on ball. The Nanners had a whole lot of traffic last night, 10 hits, only came away with 3 runs. Of course, they came away with the W, which was the important part. But in the first 5 innings, they had a man on second and less than 2 outs in all of them and only scored 1 run. So certainly something that Tyler Gillum is imploring his guys to say, hey, when the Ducks are on the pond, let's try and bring them in, eh?
That's just what I was thinking, Biko. With that runner on second, nice to see him driven in because the Bananas left 11 guys on base last night. Definitely not what you want to see, especially when you only score 3 runs.
Luckily, as we said on the pregame, pitching has been the key to the Nanners' 12-3 record, best in the CPL. Andy Booth, the man on the mound for the Nanners tonight, has 7-8-9, gets a fastball to the big boy Davis Heller, low outside corner. He disagreed with the pitch. It had the plate, so he must have been telling Terry Konzich he thought it was low. He fouls it back, and the count now 0-2. In 7 games, he's been really solid, hitting .346, a .433 on base percentage, 4 runs scored, 6 driven in. And surprising to me that Kevin Soini still has them this far down in the lineup. In the 13-inning game that the Bananas and Bacon played a week ago, he was hitting 8th. He bounces a fastball to second. Jesse Sherrill's first play in the field in his 3rd summer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, really surprising that Heller's still batting this low because when he came into that 3-game set with the Bananas last week, I think he entered batting a $182 and then raised his average into the 300s by the end of the season. But still in the 7-hole, I guess that's just where he or Kevin Soini feels comfortable with him.
And I mean, we'll see Tyler Gillum do it plenty of times too, kind of cycling his guys throughout the order and not trying to keep people at the bottom of the order for too long, let them hit all over. That one bounced to short, and Caden Green tries to make a diving play, can't come up with it. It would have been a really nice play. It was hit hard. First pitch fastball to James Bell, the right-handed hitting left fielder. And it wasn't a full extension dive. It was a feet-first dive where Caden just overestimated the hop he was going to get. Picked his glove up a smidge too high. A clear hit 100% of the time since it went into center. But if Caden had been able to estimate correctly where that bounce was going to go and he fielded it cleanly, could have made a stellar play over at first. So second hit of the night for Macon. Now the center fielder and 9-hitter Javon Fields. And he takes that one low for ball 1, right-handed bat. Now this is a guy who I am not surprised has been moved to the 9-hole. He led off in the 3-game set, all 3 games against the Bananas last week, and the Nanners pitchers tortured him. He is now hitting .087 on the summer, but a .323 on base percentage. So a guy you kind of like as your second leadoff. He's getting on base 3 out of 10 times. Good to set the table. Not getting good bat on ball, though.
It's been the games post that Bananas series where he started to draw a lot of walks, but that last 3-game set, a lot of strikeouts. Just had a hard time putting the ball in play.
The junior from High Point University out of Bear, Delaware. Foul tips that one off Indy, so the count now 2-1. And, I mean, in the 13-inning game, you saw both sides of the coin. He had a golden sombrero of 4 strikeouts, but he hit 3 walks, so he was on base 3 out of 7 times. A hat trick of walks, a golden sombrero of strikeouts. I don't think most hitters would take that, but good for the OBP. I mean, shoot, you do that every game of the summer. I don't think you're going to have 7 plate appearances every game. That's a .428 on base percentage. Fastball misses outside. Andy just all around it that at-bat. And I'll tell you what, easier said than done. There's a reason why the 2 of us are in the booth and Andy Booth is on the mound. But a guy with an .087 batting average, it's the kind of guy you want to throw a fastball right down the middle and say, hey, let's see if this guy can put bat on ball. You trust your defense. Nanners have the second-ranked defense in the CPL as far as fielding percentage goes. But Fields is not challenged, takes the 5-pitch walk. Now 2 on and 1 out. Holden Breeze, the third baseman, at the top of the lineup. Takes a changeup outside for ball 1. He led off the game for Macon with a walk, ended up being stranded on third just an inning ago, and after a variety of pitches out of the zone, 5 out of the last 6 to be exact, and the single before that, Corey Pye will go out and chat with Andy Booth. Says, if I were Corey Pye, now we've heard this many times, Pye doesn't get out on the mound and talk a lot of baseball, but I'm sure he's saying, hey, let's go after these guys. I know you don't have Nolan Ryan type stuff, but trust the defense, throw it in the zone, and see if you guys can't make some plays behind you. And as per usual, it's a quick talk. Pye already back towards the dugout. Breeze, the third baseman. It's only his 4th game of the summer for Macon. Jenny Polcari-Fiore. Great to see you in the chat, Mom. Truth be told, use the yard card. I wonder if that was during Bloomer's at-bat. Would have been a good time to do it. He nearly put it out. 1-0 pitch, fastball at the knees, and center cut on the plate. Boos from the Macon crowd, thought that one was low. Jenny Bezin, great to see you. Caprice George mesmerized by Reggie's dancing in the dugout. 1-1 offering. Fastball line to left. It's going to be a base hit, rounding second and coming in to score is James Bell. The throw to third, not in time, and getting to second with a double is Holden Breeze. And I'll tell you what, darned if you do, darned if you don't. If I was the pitching coach, I say, hey, throw it down the middle and see if they can hit it. Looked like that was a fastball pretty much middle, and Breeze hit it.
Yeah, Andy probably just in attack mode left that one over the middle of the plate. Easy base hit there for Holden Breeze.
So the Bacon, not this game, at a run apiece. The go-ahead run at third, another man right behind him at second, and now Bryce Matthews, who struck out swinging on a really fine curveball down and away back in the first inning. Gets the same pitch, checks his swing. Heck of a stop by Indy Stanley, as that was a bouncer, and the count 1-0. Second run batted in 4 games as a member of the Bacon for Breeze. Give him a double on that one, even though, I think if Drew Ionesta fired it towards second, could have had a really tight play. Tried to get Javon Fields at third, and I think a perfect throw there would have been a really tight play. So I don't fault Drew for trying to get the lead runner. Fastball misses low, lefty to lefty, count now 2 balls, no strikes. And the heater misses just a smidge down and away, count 3-0. Wortham and Brewer in at the corners. Green and Sherrill playing back in the middle infield. Nanner's outfield playing Matthews to pull. Dangerous hitter to be behind 3 balls and no strikes to. And a nice pitch. Fastball gets the outside corner, count 3-1. I think what Caprice George said about Reggie dancing, that rings true for Josh and I in our time spent in the dugout as well. 3-1 pitch, really nice front door breaking ball, fouled straight back, count runs full. It's unbelievable how nonstop Reginald's energy is from start to finish of a ball game. Rocking the shades, in the shade tonight.
Yeah, Reggie never fails to always give the guys an attaboy, attakid. He's got the hands clap, and he's just moving in there. Great job keeping the guys loose.
Payoff pitch bounced into left field. Ionesta will fire into second wisely, as it's a 2-run single for Bryce Matthews. For the second straight game, the Bacon have solved Andy Booth. They have 3 runs here in the second after loading the bases and coming up empty in the first. And now Matthews with his 5th and 6th runs batted in on the summer in 7 games played. And Tyler Gillum has seen enough. It's been a busy bottom of the second inning for Macon. Get rid of all of the doodles that we have had here. Gillum with a long chat with Andy on the mound. As we'll have a long jog in from a currently unidentifiable Nanner. Looks like Dylan Cunningham coming in from the arm barn for the Bananas. And Andy will hand the ball off to DC. Head towards the dugout where the Bananas will completely empty out and dap him up. Guy who threw 6 scoreless innings to start his summer, and in back-to-back starts against the Bacon has failed to get out of the second inning, as Macon has really been able to solve the St. Leo southpaw.
And that just happens when you see a guy that many times. Again, we've talked about it. He hasn't faced off of many other CPL opponents outside of the Bacon. So when you get to see that, when you get that many trips through the lineup and get to see all of Andy Booth's pitches, makes it much easier to game plan him in future games.
It's tough. You know, it's a tricky situation for Tyler Gillum and company, because you play the Bacon 18 times this summer. 6 more than any other team. They'll play the Flamingos 12 times. Josh and I touched on it last night. It's just bizarre that Florence is in the East. Nanners play them second most in the Coastal Plain League, and the Flamingos 15 games into the summer have played 12 of them against CPL West opponents, but I don't know. We'll have to have the division realignment talk at the end of the summer. Can't change it now. The Bananas will play the Blowfish 8 times, the Sharks 4 times, and then 2 games apiece against the Zookeepers, Owls, and Salamanders, just a home and away with all 3 of those teams. So the Lions' share of games, nearly half of them, against this Bacon team. It's certainly a challenge for pitchers as DC starts the right-handed hitting shortstop Grant Smith off with a fastball on the inside corner. But it's something that Gillum's pitchers are going to have to be able to do. It's something that Carter Ganaway on the other side is doing. This is his 3rd appearance of the summer, all of them against the Bananas. Cunningham will check on Matthews over at first base. Hasn't attempted a steal yet on the summer. Smith singled back in the first inning. 0-2 count. A little 2-hopper up the middle on a fastball over the inside corner. Got the barrel in on it well. And fouls a fastball probably a bit above the letters. Straight back, count 0-2. Cunningham just graduated from the University of New Orleans. Spent 1 year there. Transferred from University of Alabama at Birmingham, where he had spent his previous 2 years. And he had transferred from Coastal Alabama Community College, where he'd spent his first 2 years of college ball. We'll check over at Matthews, who's back standing up. DC's 6th appearance of the summer. He was the closer for the 2021 Coastal Plain League champion Bananas team. Long wait, and he'll fire a fastball high. In 6 1/3 innings this summer, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned for a 2.84 ERA. Only 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He's got a win and a save under his belt, no losses. Fastball up and out, count 2-2.
DC's a guy who's appeared in multiple different situations this season for the Banana Bico. We've seen him come in early in games. We've seen him come in as the closer before, and I kind of like this move. With Andy Booth so erratic there, you want a guy who really comes in, kind of shuts you down, and doesn't allow you to get any more runs and for the Bacon, let them get even more momentum going into the rest of this game.
Nanners 6-0 on the summer against their Middle Georgia foe. A week ago, these two teams went 13 innings, 9-7 win for the Bananas. And taking off for second, Matthews, swing and a miss. Indy got the ball stuck in his glove, throws it all the way to center. Fake tag by Jesse Sherrill will keep Matthews at second as Becerra charges in.
I really liked that play there from Jesse Sherrill. Regardless of if Matthews could hear Kevin Soiney, the third base coach, or not, Jesse Sherrill keeping that tag applied on Matthews gives him the impression that he's still got the ball in his glove, and he has no idea that it's been thrown into center field like it was.
The ball was like 8 feet above Jesse's head. He never had a chance in the world at it. Veteran play from the third-year Banana, now lefty to lefty. And Carter Sanford takes a front door breaking ball in there for strike one. Catcher for the Bacon worked a walk back in the first inning. And a front door breaking ball misses up, had the inside corner. Count now 1-1 on Sanford. Matthews off second. 1-1 offering. Fastball fouled left side. Could be trouble. Now into foul territory. Bo Brewer battling the sun makes the catch. Tricky snag there by the Nanners third baseman. And Dylan Cunningham as advertised. 2 batters, 2 outs. That will end the threat. But the Bacon pick up 3 runs on a walk and 3 hits. And now lead by 2 after 2.
All right, Bacon fans, we're going to play a game called Junk in Your Trunk. This is Joe. This is Roy.
Junk in Your Trunk, the game the Bacon are playing here between innings.
And the first one is
I don't want to say it's a clear steal from the Bananas show because it's something that I've seen in other stadiums as well. But I know the Nanners had been doing it in 2016 and 17 before the Bacon were incepted. And a very quick promotion. I think there's about 4 ping pong balls in each tissue box that is attached to the posterior of a couple fellas. And then they just have to shake those tookuses and try and loose all the balls. Happened in about 10 seconds, if that. Did you even see it?
No, I did not. I was too busy, trying to update our handy-dandy whiteboard.
Yeah, a lot of housekeeping for you. Good work, Josh. That's how quick the whole thing went down. Carter Ganaway will be out for his 3rd inning of work. Ah, yes. Great to see my dad, Dennis Scala, in the chat and correcting the analogy I made about cake. I don't remember what I said, but Becerra already had the headband, and I said the cake's already there. Now he's just eating it. I don't even think that's what I said, but you can't remember. My dad said he would say Armando already had the cake, and everything else is icing. Yeah, better food pun, or analogy rather. Steve Kellogg fired up. That Dylan Kurahashi Choi Fu came through for the Bananas in the top of the 2nd. Jenny Bezant, good idea. Code names for the 2 Jennies. Judy, yeah, I think that'll work. Biko's mom and Jenny. Only one of the 2 can claim that. 9-1-2 for the Bananas as Caden Green, the shortstop, sophomore transferring from Seminole State University to Auburn. Will be a teammate with the Nanners' first baseman and 6-hitter, Brody Wortham. Also transferring over to the Tigers. Fastball fouled back. Count now 1-1 on Peanut. 8 runs scored, 8 runs driven in 13 games played. Hitting .208 with a .220, check that, .264 on base percentage. And he skies a fastball in the infield. It was a heater top of the zone, in on the hands And the second baseman, Andy Blake, will put it away easily right here. So to the top of the order we go. At bat number 2 on the summer for Jesse Sherrill, playing second base tonight. Rocks the gray pants, tight and above the knees. Navy socks ablazing out in the sun. And takes a fastball called strike. Fastball fouled left side out of play. Jenny and Danny, very happy to hear that. I'm one of the few people who get your names right. I haven't really had a second thought about it. Not the trickiest names in the world. There's a Jesse Sherrill special. Fastball probably above the zone, but he gets the bat head out on it and spoils it. Nearly sends it into the Bananas dugout. Nobody fouls balls off. Well, swinging later in their trajectory towards him than Jesse. Crouched down in a small stance, who cuts and foul tips it. Wow. It's the slider down and in that he struck out on first time up. Really tight break from Ganaway. That time he just got a piece of it. Another 0-2, another 0-2. Fastball up and out. 1-2 now on Sherrill.
You know, Biko, if I could make a little big league comparison here to Jesse Sherrill, I'm getting some serious Michael Bourne vibes with the way he carries himself at the plate. Very much this low crouch stance, bat very close to the shoulder. And hey, he's also got the speed.
I see it and I like it a lot. Fastball up and out, count now 2-2 on Jesse. And he fouls it straight back. Nobody has longer at-bats in Bananas history than the formerly mulleted man. In 2020 and 2021, he had the best mullet this side of the Mississippi. Georgia Southern, he has become a clean-cut guy. Fastball bounced towards short, digging for first, and the throw! Oh, just in time. I thought he was going to have it for a second. Grant Smith just barely got him. Would have been a classic Jesse Sherrill infield single special.
And he outstretched the arms, giving the safe motion to look back at the umpire. I thought he had it as well, but bang, bang play. Good stretch over there at first by Kyle Bork.
Jeremy Polovic says bang, bang, but the first bang was the ball into the mitt. And now it'll be righty on righty. Drew Yanesta swinging against Ganaway with 2 down. The Nanners left fielder hits a chopper to third. Backhanded and thrown across the diamond in time from Holden Breeze. Exactly what the Bacon needed. A 1-2-3 inning, second one of the night for Carter Ganaway. And Macon still with a 2-run advantage after 2.5 innings of play.
Okay, Bacon fans, we are going to play Sniff Warrior Breakfast with Dan. We're going to put a little twist on it. He's got to spin around 10
Jenny Bezin, I can't believe people are looking at your name, Jenny, and pronouncing it any way other than Jenny Bezin. Are people saying Jenny Bezin? Jenny Bezant? I mean, what could...
Let's try that one more time.
I mean, and I'm not a guy who prides himself on looking at last names and saying, oh, I've got this one nailed right off the bat, if there's anything peculiar going on.
Yeah, it took you a couple weeks to get mine.
And that's a pretty easy one, too. It's just, you know, Talevsky. I like saying Tavelsky.
Everyone does.
I don't know what it is. Could do a study on that one.
No, you're just going to keep going.
People, I mean, my last name is, both my first and my last name are butchered quite often. A lot of people go Scala or Scala. Scala, yeah. Scala. Understandable. I'm never upset about it. And of course, I get a decent amount of Bicos. A rare Bico. That's the only thing that I ever hear when I say, now I feel like you were wronging me. We've got a player on the Macon Bacon trying to catch Kevin Bacon. The blindfolded man, Dan Merrill, the junior out of Missouri State, finally finds the Macon mascot. Some chuckles from the crowd. I'd say about 50% capacity tonight. Good amount of folks on hand here Thursday in Middle Georgia.
Yeah, no Faith and Family turnout, though.
That's a fact. Never forget Faith and Family Night. You know, that was 6 nights ago, now that I really think about it. I've been saying it was a week ago. How could I forget? Dylan Cunningham, after getting the last 2 outs of the second, back out on the bump. And fires a fastball just a pinch high to Andy Blake, the second baseman. Right-handed bat, struck out swinging with the bases loaded and 1 down in the first. It's probably the biggest out of the night that Andy Booth was able to get as the fastball is fouled off. Count now 1-1. DC, a guy who last summer was about 88 to 90 with the fastball. Battled a few injuries this past spring. And has been about 82 to 84 miles per hour with the fastball tonight. So he gets a changeup swing and a miss there. Count now 1-2. Tyler Gillum says, hey, you want a lefty throwing 85 miles per hour? How about a lefty throwing 83 miles per hour? See what you could do with that, Macon. The 2 softest throwers on this Bananas team. And a swing and a miss. Dylan slows it down even more. Off speed, his second strikeout in 3 batters faced. A good call there from my mom. Her being called Biko's mom in the comment section goes back to, I think that was 9. No. Way off, Biko. I think that was 11 and 12 All-Stars, maybe even 11-year-old All-Stars, when my entire family all got All-Star shirts that just had their relation to me on the back of them, so hers was naturally Biko's mom. A lot of Biko's aunt and uncle, Biko's grandma. Still see him once in a while out on the town.
That's really cool. I was never good enough to have my parents have any shirt that said, Josh is this.
They could have made it anyway. You can customize shirts out in the world.
They don't need to boost my confidence like that.
Pop fly in the infield. Brody Wortham wandering into foul territory. Back towards fair territory, and we'll make the snag. That was Kyle Bork, right-handed hitting first baseman, who fouls out to his counterpart. Ends up being snagged right about here for out number 2. Daniel Indespaltro, I miss the mullet too, I have to imagine. I actually haven't gotten to talk to Jesse about it. Was cranking broadcast notes on the bus. Had a warm hug with him in, of all places. It's a pop fly in the infield from Davis Heller, the DH, right-handed bat. Big boy at 6'8". Pops it to the man of the hour, Jesse Sherrill, at second. And 5 up, 5 down now for Dylan Cunningham. He's doing a heck of a job limiting the damage. Nanner's still down a pair after 3 innings.
Yeah, that might give him another inning out there. I mean, I expect him to be back out there for the 4th, but that could give him the 5th, too. Only 6 pitches needed there in the 3rd.
That's pretty good efficiency. Caprice George says 50% on my capacity rating is generous. Do you have a different estimate as you gaze around the grandstand here, Josh? Yeah, really soak it in. You've got a beautiful mind. I want to see that calculator inside there. Give me the best estimate it can possibly develop. He's currently counting each and every person here. Playing a little red light, green light on the field. Well, Josh soaks in and spits out a percentage for us.
I'm ready. 46.278%, Nico. That is the final number for tonight.
Okay, Caprice, let us know what you think about 46.278. 278, thank you. It's very precise. Judy says it was about 15% on Tuesday night. And not completely surprising that a few more folks come to the ballpark for the Bananas than the Forest City Owls. Gosh, I had something else. Oh, yeah, when where I first saw Jesse Sherrill, he snuck by me on the bus. I was writing some notes. I saw him. I said, hey, Jesse, and he didn't hear me. So I said, I'll go back and say hi to him. Then I was just lost in my broadcast notes. I did close my eyes for about 20 minutes. I don't think I fully fell asleep. As my grandfather, Larry Scala, would say, I was resting my eyes, just in kind of a meditative nirvana-like state. And then when I first truly got to embrace Jesse Sherrill, do you know where it was? If you had to take a guess, where did I embrace Jesse Sherrill?
I hope it was right in front of the Kawachi stand at Buc-ee's today.
Close, but no cigar. It was in the Buc-ee's restroom. Jesse had just finished urinating, and he turned around. I said, Jesse! And I thought for a second, I was like, he hasn't washed his hands yet. And I said, it's no big deal. Big hug from the man. Carter Ganaway out for his 4th inning of work. Gets a swinging strike from Indy Stanley, who serves one deep to right. And it's out of here! Indiana Stanley with an Oppo Taco, his 2nd home run of the summer, first one that he's hit over a wall, and the Nanners now just down a run.
Slow down there, Indy. He was about to lose his helmet on the home run trot there, Biko. Wow, what a piece of hitting there from Indy Stanley. Great barrel on the ball, opposite field home run. Those are always impressive, especially for these guys here in the Coastal Plain League.
Indiana Stanley and the Temple of Boom. Really nice piece of lumber. 2nd home run for the Nanners in Macon this summer, where they have held the Bacon in the ballpark. This is the 4th game between the two teams here in Luther Williams Field. And what kind of distance did that puppy have? Fella asking Josh and I if he can go up to the booth. And we say, yeah, of course. A fair ball, third base line. Bo Brewer digging for 2. And he's going to scoot in there with a stand-up double. Tying run in scoring position. Indy was 0 for 1 on the day. Bo the same. Now make him both 1 for 2 with a pair of extra base hits to lead off the top of the 4th.
This is good to see from the Bananas lineup. 2nd time through the order, knowing what Ganaway's got to offer you, and just going after him early, expecting that first pitch fastball like Brewer was. Good piece of hitting there.
So now the tying run 180 feet away. Armando Becerra, who scored the first run of the game for the Bananas, a flare single to left, has to call time because the guys in the Macon dugout were fooling. Oh, no, I see what it was. It was from the Macon pen. Double barrel, no, just one man warming. And the pen, I should have drawn it. I've got to draw the extended warning track as well. And showing bunt, Becerra drops it down the first baseline. It's bobbled, a glove flip, and just out at first. That was the only move Ganaway had to get Mondo. It's going to go as a sack bunt, and boy, just by a hair was he had over there at first base.
Yeah, really smart play there by Carter Ganaway, because if he had tried to and duck down, field that ball barehanded and flip, I don't think he would have gotten Becerra, who was there in a dead sprint. Good glove flip over there to first base.
Something the Nanners have been doing a lot this year is with a man on second and nobody out, especially with the speedy guys like Ty Jackson or Armando Becerra, they bunt it towards first. It becomes a tough play for the first baseman, second baseman, and pitcher to decide who's going to field it, who's going to cover. And worst case scenario, you have a runner on third with less than 2 outs. Now Brody Wortham, the Nanners' first baseman, takes a fastball just a pinch low for ball 1. And a bender down and out, count 2-0.
You know, Biko, I'm curious. You were talking about running into Jesse in Buc-ee's. You know, I think I heard you while I was in the restroom today. Were you giving reviews of the pictures that they have on the wall for sale in Buc-ee's?
Yes, I was. And, you know, I'll get that video maybe up on Bananas Insiders later tonight if I have a chance. Another slider down and out, count 3-0 on Wortham. Yes, I was doing just that. I don't think it was the best video. Yes.
Back on Macon or Bananas Broadcast?
Bananas Broadcast. Not Bananas Broadcast. Don't do that, but do the Verizon. Okay. All right, hopefully we're broadcasting. I don't know if we are. I'm reloading. Stream help set up. Are we live? Are we here? Can you hear us? If you can hear us, bark twice. One down in the top of the fourth. Runners on first and third. Dylan Kurahashi, Choi Fu. Steve, we're back. Surprise, surprise. The Macon internet has bit the dust. Back-to-back games that we've gone dark here in Macon, so luckily I brought a handy-dandy hotspot as a backup. 3-0 pitch. Dylan Kurahashi, Choi Fu takes a fastball called strike. Bo Brewer leads off third. Brody Wortham leads off first. 3-1 now coming to the Nanners DH, who's already 1-for-1 on the day with an RBI single to right. New man on the mound for Macon. Did you get a number, Josh? The big swing and a miss. Nice fastball down and away. May have been ball 4. It had some really nice bite to it.
It is number 37, Dawson Taylor.
Terrific. Good work. Lefty to righty. Payoff pitch. Wortham stays at first. There's a fly ball to deep center field. Javon Fields back and will make the catch. Scoring easily from third is Brody Wortham. Nanners tie the game at 3-3. Credit Armando Becerra with a hockey assist on the second RBI of the night for Choi Fu, who now has 10 on the summer, second most on the team, just to Drew Yanesta. And the go-ahead run at first with 2 down for Bryson Bloomer. The Nanners right fielder will wait for a pitch because Taylor checks on Wortham over at first base. Please let us know. Steve's in suspense about the bathroom video in Buc-ee's. Yeah, that's when we went dark. Boy, the conversation took quite a turn after that, too. Fastball right side out of play. Count now 0-1 on Bryson. I said check that, but I hadn't even said the wrong thing yet. I was about to say the wrong thing. To summarize what we were saying, I said you could eat a kolache off the floor, which is a point of big controversy. You describe them kolaches.
Kolaches.
And Zach Frangelo calls them kolaches.
And he's saying it wrong. I'm not even going to let you explain it. He's just saying it wrong. And if he wants to defend himself, he should tune in and make his argument.
Fair enough. Zach Frangelo, where are you here on a Thursday night? Mr. I'll travel anywhere but Macon. 0-2 pitch coming to Bloomer, who just cut and missed at a sharp bender low and in. Taylor rocking the tweeners on the Sox. Wortham towards second. It's a bouncer to short. Smith goes across the diamond in time to quell the threat, but not before the Bananas score 2 runs on 2 hits and strand a man. We'll turn it over to the PA announcer here in Macon.
Barbecue salute service. Will all members of the United States military go past the flag? President, please rise.
Really cool moment. Even cooler now knowing that not only the men and women who stood up here in Luther Williams Field should be honored, but all 3 umpires. Terry Konzich, Jeremy Polovic, and Vince Cratch, sir. All veterans. As you predicted correctly, Dylan Cunningham will be out for his 3rd inning of work. So far, 5 batters faced, 5 batters retired. Last inning got 3 guys on 6 pitches. Doing a heck of a job keeping the Nanners close. They capitalized on DC's excellent relieving with 2 runs in the top of the 4th. They had scored 1 in the top of the 2nd, making all 3 of their runs off Andy Booth in the bottom of the second after they had stranded the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. So Steve Kellogg, this is one for a vote in your favor, Josh. Says friend's mom makes the best kolaches. Kolaches?
Yes, kolaches.
Kolaches, and pronounces it kolache.
She gets it.
Zach Frangelo, a hoity-toity man. Not from Colorado. They might pronounce it different in the Midwest.
You can't trust those people.
The Coloradans? The Coloradis. Foul ball right side. Brody Wortham gives it a long look, but it's going to end up somewhere out here beyond my sight. 0-1 count here on James Bell. Single and a run scored back in the second inning. Line drive to left for the right-handed hitting left fielder. To a fine start to his Bacon career. Came into the game hitting .333 in 6 games played. Sue Ellen, I don't think you're uncool at all for never having a kolache. I hadn't had a kolache until about 2 weeks ago or so. Fastball misses in, count 1-1. My dear buddy Josh turned me on to them.
I'm a kolache disciple, I would say, you know. I've led many a good man to discover the truth.
That is shot over the leaping attempt of Bo Brewer and all the way to the left field wall. Drew Yanesta will fire it into Peanut. And Bell now 2 for 2 on the day. A single and a double. Bo nearly brought that one down, but it was just above the apex of his leap, and he lost his glove for his troubles.
Yeah, that was just about as close as he could have come to trying to catch that ball. And, I mean, every 6'4" bit of him tried to make that catch, but just over the outstretched glove.
Now bunting beautifully down the third baseline is Javon Fields. What a play, Dylan Cunningham! From his keister, he throws out Fields at first, and the Macon faithful shower Jeremy Polovic with boos.
What a play there by Dylan Cunningham. Kind of slipped going to field that ball. Almost did what looked like a split out there on the mound. And from the seat of his pants, able to throw that ball with just enough mustard to get it in the glove of Brody Wortham over there at first base. Wow.
Fields had walked his first time, and it was a beautiful drag bunt down the third baseline. And I think the analysis was spot on. It was going to be a tough play had Dylan not lost his footing. But he ended up throwing it from the ground, and just enough of the old cheese on that puppy to get it to first. So a double and what will go as a sac bunt. There's been 3 really close plays at first tonight. Polovic has called all of them outs, all of them bang, bang. 2 against the Bananas, 1 against the Bacon now. I especially appreciate that one because it was such a fine recovery from DC. 1-1 pitch coming here to Holden Breeze. The third baseman 1 for 1 with a double. Can't catch up to the 84-mile-an-hour fastball top of the zone. That's an estimate by me. That's my eye radar gun. The big man from the Bayou has been 82 to 84 tonight, according to Cody, the TrackMan man here in Luther Williams. Big 1-2 pitch coming. Corners in for the Bananas. And pretty much the same pitch. A little more out, though. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breeze with an RBI double and a run scored in the second. A walk and was stranded on third base in the first. Always a fun evening at the plate when your third plate appearance is in the 4th inning. A lot of action early. Katrina Jackson fired up to hear about the play. Says DC is the man. 2-2. And it's going to be a line drive to right. Diving in front of the ball and coming up empty is Bryson Bloomer. Hustling around second and towards third. And in there with a triple will be Breeze. It was an ill-advised dive there from Bloomer in right. was trying to cut that ball off on the fly. Ended up not really coming close to it. And what should have been a single will go in the books as a triple. Either way, Breeze was going to get the RBI on it. As Bell comes in to score his second time this evening. And the Bananas had tied the game for a brief moment, making back out in front 4-3.
That was just one of those moments where I think Bryson Bloomer out there really just tried to play hero a little bit, Biko. And to be honest, I do understand it, especially in a tie ball game. You just want to keep it as close as you can.
I took the Bacon off third, and I put it right back to third. Breaking ball, front door variety, called strike to Bryce Matthews, the right fielder for Macon, who jams a fastball in the dirt, count now 0-2. Mill Cannon, thank you for letting us know that we are back live here from Macon. Matty Roberts, you did miss a lot of scoring while you were eating dinner, but still plenty of ball game left for you to watch. 0-2 pitch, lefty to lefty. Breeze off third. And it's lined left side out of play. Getting low on the old beverages up here in the booth. Scorcher in Middle Georgia. Another 0-2. Breaking ball, heck of a stop by Indy Stanley. He's got quite a knack to not just body balls, but to usually end up with those wild pitches, which are not wild pitches because of his defensive skill, into the mitt.
You could say the same thing about Taylor Justice, though, Biko. The Bananas might have the best defensive tandem here in the CPL this season.
Pop up, left side, foul territory. Indy racing for it, and it's going to bounce off the wall. Brewer was digging towards it too, although Indy was the only man who actually ended up having a shot as the two Nanners converged behind home plate. It bounced off the netting, so no chance to be had anyhow. A really nice 1-2 pitch from DC. Fastball, upper inside quadrant of the strike zone. And now a long wait. DC wandering around the mound. Will dig his left foot back into the dirt in front of the rubber. Come set and deliver another 1-2. Breaking ball, heck of a stop by Stanley. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sue, I think that's a good new drinking game rule. We drink when the Bananas score. Sounds fair to me. Lefty to lefty. DC looks over at Breeze on third. 2-2. Fastball bounced to second. It's going to get the run in. Sherrill will flip to first. Breeze scores, and that's a tough earned run for Dylan Cunningham. Should have been a 4-6-3 double play if Bloomer didn't leave his feet on what would have been a single, then ends up being a triple because he never came close to touching it. But instead, Cunningham gives up his 4th earned run of the summer. And the Bacon with a 2-run advantage. Matthews with his 3rd run driven in of the night. He's now 1 for 3. And Grant Smith, the shortstop, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Right-handed hitter flies it to right center. Long wait for Armando Becerra, who hauls it in right here. After the Nanners score 2 in the top half, the Bacon get it right back in the bottom half. 5-3 Macon after 4 innings of play here in Luther Williams Field.
Yes. So, I've got Haley and Madison on one team, and we got Shane and Ray Ray on the other team.
Looks like we've got a leapfrog race between 2 Bacon players and 2 young ladies.
The first one to bring back the piggy to me.
Everybody adorned in green tutus and some odd light green frog hats.
And jump.
The leapfrogging begins. The Bacon players with an early lead. Oh, see, that kind of felt like cheating from the Macon man. He stumbled about 3 feet and stayed right there. And it looks like the Bacon guys are going to run away with this one. Not even close.
And Ray are our winners, but give it up for Mason and Madison as well.
Shane Wilhelm and Ray Douglas destroy a couple little girls. I hope they're proud of themselves. Judy Pounder says the Macon Wi-Fi is no good. Yeah, that was actually a discussion on a broadcast a few nights ago. Honestly, a rookie mistake for me. 3 years, and I'd say somewhere around 50, no, that's an exaggeration, probably around 40 games broadcast here in Macon, to still rely on the Wi-Fi. I just didn't want to burn my hotspot completely out of commission. It was meant to be a hotspot night, it turns out. I'm out of Reginade towards the bottom of my water. I may have to make a concession stand run in the near future. It's my 4th water bottle demolished since we left Savannah.
You know, maybe we can finesse an interview with our karaoke star, Vinny Rouse, so he can bring us up a couple cups of Reginade while he's at it.
It's a really good question and a good thought by you. As I peer towards the dugout, I think Vinny, unfortunately, is out in the bullpen warming guys up. Yeah, that's tough. Fastball misses the outside corner to Caden Green. Dawson Taylor back out on the bump, and Caden greets him with a line drive signal to left. Hustling out of the box, wide turn, he'll hold up at first. Perfect throw on the fly from James Bell to Andy Blake. The Nanners shortstop had popped out to second, back in the second. Exactly what the guys needed here to start off the top of the 5th, down a pair. Now the Bananas order will flip on its head. Lefty against lefty, Taylor against Jesse Sherrill. 3rd-year Banana out of Georgia Southern. So far struck out swinging and bounced out to short, although he nearly beat the wrap. And takes a fastball low for ball 1.
You know, Biko, I'm intrigued to see what we get out of Dawson Taylor this inning. This is his first clean inning where he's not inheriting any kind of situation. And this is also his CPL debut this season. He just got to Macon after helping North Greenville win the Division II National Championship in baseball.
There's a fly ball sliced foul left side, so the count now 1-1. Yeah, Taylor, a returning Macon Bacon man from last summer. So a guy that the coaching staff and returners like Jesse Sherrill very familiar with. 1-1. Showing bunt, and he throws his bat down in failure as he comes up empty. I told you, Josh, we will not go a game this summer that Jesse Sherrill starts where he does not attempt a bunt. It's beautiful to watch, truly.
Definitely kind of takes you back to some good old school baseball. It's refreshing.
It really is. Fastball misses down and out. Count even at 2-2 on Jesse Sherrill. Taylor comes set and will check on Peanut over at first, who's 2 for 3 on the summer in stolen base attempts. This past spring at North Greenville, 21 innings pitched for Dawson Taylor, 4.29 ERA, 16 hits, 15 walks, 32 Ks, and a hard fastball biting down and in. Jesse comes up empty. For the first out here in the top of the 5th. It's a really tough pitch, lefty to lefty. Like a hard two-seam. May have honestly been a hard sinker. Now Drew Yanesta takes a fastball outside for ball one. Oh, good call, Josh. Let's get some light in this world. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Let there be light. Yeah, it could go down a smidge. Swing and a miss. Drew cuts and comes up empty on a changeup down and away. Yeah, I think I like what's going on with this. You could see a ring of light here for me. It's tough to find backwards. Fastball all the way to the backstop. That bounces off of the glove of Carter Sanford. Wild pitch from Taylor. And Peanut now in scoring position. Drew Manning left field tonight. 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out to third. Big 3 for 5 performance last night. Couple doubles and a single. And fastball down and in, count 3-1. Judy Pounder says Macon's trying to sabotage us. Wouldn't be the first time, Judy. Oh, Caprice. Listen, only if it's out of your way, only if you have to make a trip to the concession stand yourself. I do not want you making a trip only for us. Big cut and a miss, count now 3-2. And do not bring us anything that costs any money, please. But I really appreciate the offer. If you have to go and get yourself, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, a burger, a dog, something like that, and you have a free hand for a water, we wouldn't say no up here. How you doing on your water, buddy?
I actually have a lot of water still left. I always bring my big tumbler to work, so.
Really good work. I left mine in Savannah. Rookie mistake. Payoff pitch to Yanesta. Fastball down and in. Drew will take the free pass. Now the tying run at first. The go-ahead run in the box. And a great guy to have to be your go-ahead run, Indy Stanley, the catcher for the Nanners. 1 for 2 on the night, a ground out to short, and a solo home run, which should be gifted to him. Indiana. And I actually have statistics. 93 miles per hour off the bat, 351 feet to right field. Peanut off second, Yanesta off first. And Indy hits a bouncer up the middle, backhanded at second, the throw to first just in time to get Indy. Good play up the middle there by Andy Blake. As the Nanners get 2 runners at scoring position, I have to, before I move Drew there, this is truly where the ball was fielded, behind second base. Good direction from Stanley, just not enough power behind it to sneak through the infield.
Honestly, for where he hit that ball, that's probably the best outcome we could have gotten there. Because that was one of those balls where I don't think short or second knew really who was going to field it. Blake did take over, and that kind of forced the shortstop behind Andy Blake, so he was not covering the bag, which is what allowed Yanesta to get into scoring position there.
So the tying run on second, go-ahead run at the plate, and Bo Brewer takes a fastball down and in for ball 1. Nanners third baseman, 1 for 2 on the day. Pop out and a double. He ended up being stranded. Check that. He ended up coming in to score on the sacrifice fly. I just hadn't marked it down in my book. 1-0 offering. And it's fouled straight back. Fastball outside part of the plate. Last out of the bottom of the 4th. What was it? Fly out to center.
Fly out to center field.
That's a fact. Becerra was there. I hadn't written it down. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball with a lot of bite to it. Fouled at the plate. It was in the zone. Backdoor variety. Count now 1-2 on Brewer. Oh my gosh. Caprice George, thank you so much. Do you want a quick? Whoa. Wow, that's powerful. You are a hero. You want to hop on the broadcast real quick? Oh my goodness. All right, I'll get it to the people. Thank you. I mean, our hero. Caprice delivers 4 water bottles Talk about over-delivering. Here, look at that. You didn't need it, but there's one for you, Josh.
Wow.
I mean, are you kidding me? No more rationing water up here in the booth. 1-2 pitch to Bo. It's bounced back up the middle, and it's going to get into center field. Peanut scores. Yanesta right behind him. Bo Brewer knots this game at 5 runs apiece. Another excellent job of 2-strike hitting from the Nanners.
Very reminiscent of that Choi Fu single, even though it went into center field there. That was another where Brewer just stuck the bat at, shot it into center field. And, of course, you knew Tyler Gilm was going to give Yanesta the wave home. Tie ball game, and you love to see it there, Biko.
Never a doubt in my mind. Wasn't a chance to get him either, as that one pretty much bounced over second and got into center. Pretty similar to what Indy had just done, but instead of a high hopper that dwelled in the infield, it scooted on through the 2 guys. Now showing bunt and pulling back to take a strike is Armando Becerra. Looks like Bo Brewer may have missed a sign over at first base. Something the Nanners like to do, a little fake bunt steal. Gillum stares across the diamond inquisitively and then has some words for his dugout on, hey, let's look alive out there. A nice bender outside corner misses by a smidge. Count 1-1 on the Nanners center fielder, who's 1 for 1, a single, a stolen base, and a sacrifice bunt on the day. Brewer with his 6th and 7th runs batted in on the summer there. And a check on him. He doesn't even have to take a step and a dive. 1 dive, and he's back to first base. Look at this. Ice cold water from Caprice George. I mean, talk about the Bananas Broadcast Hall of Fame. She's made it. Ah, the sweet nectar of life. Fastball outside. Brewer to second. And he is in there safely. Bo now 3 for 4 on the summer in stolen base attempts. Nanners 2 for 2 on the night. Go ahead run in scoring position. 2-1 count on Becerra.
Good jump there from Bo and a good slide over there at second base. He kind of like went in the dirt a little lower than I think you normally see and able to get under the glove there of Andy Blake.
Macon playing Becerra to pull on the right side straight up in the outfield. And a fastball inside corner fouled off. Wow. Where Vinny Rauso could not come through, Caprice George does. I mean, I'm just housing this water. I'm losing it at a rapid pace here tonight, so you just got to funnel it back in.
Did you get anything to drink at Buc-ee's today?
No. But there's all the water bottles on the bus. I just forgot to grab them.
That's true. I nonetheless treated myself to an icy
Well-deserved.
this afternoon.
Well-deserved, buddy. Really sharp slider down and away. Armando thought about it, was able to check his swing clearly. And a full count with 2 down. Bo Brewer leading off second. Nanners have scored 2 runs in back-to-back innings. Looking to retake the lead they only had in the top of the second. Bo dances off second. And it's bounced back up the middle. It's going to be fielded by Blake. Throw to first. Safe. Becerra beat it out. An infield single. The Boo Birds back from the Macon faithful. Runners on the corners with 2 down.
We've seen this happen quite a few times, both home and away. One of those balls that's hit into the ground, it kind of takes a high hop, and I think that's what allowed Becerra to get that step ahead of the throw from Andy Blake.
So now Kevin Soini will make a trip out on the mound. 2 outs in the inning, and that will be the end of the night for Dawson Taylor. As we quickly had our man make his way into the bullpen. Not a better time than this to finish up the warning track out here, which does this weird thing here in Macon where it juts out into the field and then will hug the fence the rest of the way. Unlike in left, where it sits in fair territory and then will follow the fence down there. And then the only other thing that I have to accommodate for Behind the tarp is the bullpen out here. Jets out. And it will jet out again for where the folks catching arms in the pen have to be. There we go. Pretty bad home plate there from me. What can you do? It's just the bullpen plate. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. The new man on the mound for Macon is going to be Ronnie Zayas, the freshman out of Middle Georgia State. A Miami man, just like the nanner who just had the infield single, Armando Becerra. Go ahead, run 90 feet away. Zayas, the right-hander, comes in to face Brody Wortham. Nanner's first baseman, a strikeout and a walk on the evening.
Not the debut Dawson Taylor was looking for today, Biko. He goes an inning and a third, facing 8 batters. Did execute 1 strikeout, did give up 1 walk, 3 hits, and of course 2 runs, both of those earned for Dawson Taylor.
When did Dawson come into the game? He came in mid-inning in the 4th, correct?
Yes.
With 1 gone.
It was Carter Ganaway with 3 1/3.
Well, how about this? Welcome to the game, Ronnie Zayas. Brody Wortham, line drive single to left. Bo Brewer comes in to score the go-ahead run for the Nanners. First pitch fastball, inner third. And the Nanners lead for the first time since the top of the 2nd inning. A lot of offense tonight here in Luther Williams Field. Wortham drives in his 9th run of the summer. As Brewer scores his 2nd of the night and his 9th of the summer.
And let's give Tyler Gillum credit for getting that run for the Bananas right there. That 2-out stolen base from Bo Brewer was big in making sure he crossed the plate there on that single.
Yeah, the bouncer from Becerra could have possibly been a 4-6 fielder's choice to end the inning if Bo was still on first base. Now it's first and second with 2 down. First pitch was a fastball up and in to Dylan Kurahashi Choi Fu. 1 for 1 on the day, an RBI single and a sac fly to center. And he tries to hold up on a bouncer in the dirt. He goes around, according to Terry Konzich, the home plate umpire. Very fair call. It was pretty evident that was the case. This is Zayas' 4th appearance, 3rd out of the pen. 10 innings, 2 runs for a really nice 1.8 ERA. Has given up 9 hits, though, 3 walks and struck out 11. And another bender. That one gets to the bottom of the zone. Choi Fu, the slightest bit apoplectic about the call, but he's been here before. Drove in the first run of the night for Savannah after getting a tough couple of breaking balls caught for strikes. And on the 3rd one of the at-bat, serving it into right. 1-2. Fastball fouled back.
You know, Biko, is there such thing as a water bottle rally? If you think about it, we were down before Caprice George's visit up here, and ever since then, Bananas has strung together those hits and runs to take the lead.
Correlation or causation? I say causation.
Definitely.
First water bottle rally I've heard of. Another 1-2 offering coming here to Kurahashi Choi Fu. Bender in the dirt. He spits on that one. Count 2-2. Caprice says, thank goodness I've accomplished something in life. I'm sure there's a lot more amazing things you have done than keep this broadcaster hydrated, although I am not downplaying how important your role has been in the success of the broadcast tonight. 2-2. Fastball up and in. Dylan has to bail out of the way last second, just in case it was a front door breaking ball. And with the count full, Becerra and Wortham will be off as soon as they're certain that Zayas is headed home with the pitch. Payoff coming righty to righty. There go the runners. Fastball down and away. Bases are juiced with 2 down. Great night so far for Choi Fu. Came in hitting 200 rather, but the OBP 113 points higher than the batting average, 313 with the on-base percentage. So far been on base 2 times. And with the sac fly, obviously that doesn't hurt the batting average or on-base percentage. Now Bryson Bloomer, and he fouls one into the Macon dugout. Got a fastball in the zone. The Nanners right fielder just missed it. So far a fly out to left and a ground out to short for the second-year Nanner. Savannah has batted around here in the top of the 5th. 9th man to swing it. Nowhere to put him. And a foul ball right side out of play. Count now 0-2.
I think Bryson's due here, Biko. Out of the 4-hole last night, kind of a tough game. He went 0 for 4 with 4 flyouts, and then first at bat of the game, we saw that warning track power out to left field. He's got to be due for a big RBI hit here.
Becerra off third, Wortham off second, Choi Fu off first. 0-2 coming to Bryson. Breaking ball in the dirt, he does not bite. Judy Pounder's not an understatement. Caprice George, the savior of tonight's game for the Bananas. Gary and Jen Keys hoping that Bryson can bring these Nanners home. 1-2. Same pitch. Once again, Bryson able to hold off. Thought a little bit more about that one. Started his bat. Never came close to swinging it, though. This is what Tyler Gillum preaches. Win the 2s. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The offering. Fastball fouled off right side. Good job by Bryson to spoil what would have been a called strike had he not gotten lumber on it. I think that's an incredible idea, Caprice. So if we get down again, she'll bring some beer, see how that affects the ball game. Oh, goodness. Another 2-2 offering, bases juice, 2 down. Fastball spoiled. Great pitch by Zayas, heater, low outside corner. Really well executed, great job by Bloomer to hang tough. A lot of drama tonight here in Luther Williams Field. 3 runs in already here in the top of the 5th. Another 2-2 is fired low. Bryson doesn't swing. And now all 3 Nanners will be off on the pitch. Becerra from third, Wortham from second, Choi Fu from first. Zayas working from the stretch, righty to righty. Payoff pitch coming to Bryson Bloomer. And it's a fly ball to left. Coming back on it now in is Bell, who will catch it on the run. Looks like it was off the end of the bat for Bloomer. Great battle between Zayas and the Nanners right fielder. And a gritty job there from the reliever for Macon to get out of that jam without the floodgates opening. No blitzer wagon for the Bananas, but 3 runs gives them the lead. And it is 6-5 after 4.5.
Yeah, it's a shame that the Bananas there left 3 guys on base, Biko, but it's nice to see that they've gotten 6 runs a night and not left as many men on base as they did the night before.
Yeah, the Nanners have now scored 4 of their 6 runs tonight with 2 outs to boot. Really good job, and you add in the sacrifice fly from Choi Fu. Obviously, that was with 1 out, but really good situational hitting, something the Bananas have struggled with a little bit at times. Guys on third base, less than 2 outs, not able to get the job done. Dylan left no doubt on the fly out to, medium deep center.
Right.
A classic Macon promotion here. They're doing the old run around the bases. You have to put on an entire Bacon uniform. Not really holding my attention per se. Really good job by you on the scoreboard out here, Josh. It's the little things on these whiteboard broadcasts.
And Amanda is our winner!
I've said it once, I'll say it before. My favorite part of drawing the board is just sticking the little American flag up there. Nothing like the old stars and stripes to fire you up.
Yeah, we don't quite have the room to put all 50 stars on it. Or 13 stripes. It's 13, right? Represents the colonies, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure.
Yep.
Hashtag Flag Day coming up soon here.
Flag Day was a couple days ago, actually.
Hashtag Flag Day coming up in...
Flag Day was, I
about
think, 2 days ago in Florence.
Okay, so 363 days from the next Flag Day. Yeah, I remember a comment in the broadcast about it. Yeah, you know what? Because the reason why I said in a couple of days, I think I remember a comment on Sunday that it was coming in a couple of days. Can't believe I missed it this year. Here's Bobby McBride in relief of Dylan Cunningham. Fires a fastball inside to the cleanup hitter, left-handed catcher Carter Sanford. Left-handed at the bat. Obviously, Fields righty. You don't see a left-handed throwing catcher every day of the week. Fastball outside from Bobby. The Brewster, New York native out of the University of Connecticut. 2-0 pitch. Another heater. That one fouled left side out of play. Sanford 0 for 1 on the day. A walk and a pop out in foul territory to Brewer at third. Righty to lefty. McBride from the windup. Fastball line, foul third base side. Good job by McBride to work his way back into the count. Bobby, a guy in the transfer portal, so I think we'll see him in a new collegiate uniform come this fall. Whatever school gets him, we'll get a fellow with some live stuff. 2-2, there's the nasty slider. It's got ferocious bite to it. We saw a few Sharks fall victim of the front door variety. That one down below the knees, and Sanford comes up empty.
You know, I wish this was a home game, Biko, because I would really love to get a shot of McBride on the mound, especially when he is in the windup. He does this toe tap on the rubber, and I think he mixes it up depending on the counts, who's up at the plate, kind of throws off the batter's timing, makes him really, really effective out of the windup. Of course, not doing that so much out of the stretch.
Fastball cut on and missed.
But it's just really kind of engaging and intriguing to see out there.
Yeah, it really is. He's got a unique delivery. One of the best hairdos on the team, the long curly locks down past the shoulders. Brown hair and nasty slider, bottom of the outside corner, count 0-2. Andy Blake, the second baseman, a strikeout victim in both trips to the dish, first and third inning. And McBride always ready to rock and roll. Got the tweeners, no, all the way down. He's just got high top cleats, and fastball fires low.
You know, Bobby McBride also not a guy afraid to sing a little John Legend to the entire bus either.
It's a really good note by you. We had some Coach Bus karaoke tonight on the way to Macon. emceed by Tyler Gillum. There's that slider. Another strikeout. Swinging from Blake. It's been the same result in all three at-bats for him. And, we talked about this earlier tonight. McBride, a guy like a ton of fellas on both sides, who is going to be in this Bacon and Bananas matchup a lot. This is his fourth appearance of the summer, 3 of them against Macon. So far, against the Bacon, an inning and a third of work, as he gets a fastball called strike outside corner to Kyle Bork, the right-handed hitting first baseman. Grounded into a fielder's choice with the bases juiced and 2 down in the first, and popped out into foul territory to Brody Wortham in the third. And hits a slider to center. Becerra moseying towards right center will haul it in, can of corn. And McBride with his second 1-2-3 inning of the summer. That's what happened back on June 9th against the Bacon in a 9-3 victory for the Nanners at home. That one snagged right about here by Mondo.
Here on the field between from Macon.
McBride 92 to 93 with the fastball. And then you add in what Tyler Gillum says is the best breaking ball from his Bananas pitching staff, which is saying a lot. A lot of guys who have some really good benders, but it's the late, sharp break from McBride's slider that makes him stand above the rest of the pack.
Wow, what a high compliment there from Tyler Gillum. And yeah, that's a big reason why McBride's able to rack up a lot of strikeouts. He shows you that fastball, that's hard enough to hit. And then when you've got a biting off-speed pitch like that, really difficult for the hitters to try and pick up.
We've talked about it on the broadcast before, but his first outing against Macon was his first outing in months because he had a knee-to-knee collision during practice, pitcher-fielder practice at UConn this past spring. Tried to pitch through a broken leg. Never a good idea, but that's just kind of the guy. It personifies who Bobby McBride is. And even after recovering from that broken leg, another reason why I would love for us to be at home is after that 1-2-3 inning, I bet we would have seen a backflip from him, as he did against the Sharks a couple nights ago.
That's right, I forgot.
He's an athletic cat. McBride in 3 1/3 innings coming into tonight had given up 4 runs, all of them earned, a lot of tough luck involved in that, and kind of getting some first outing in a long time jitters out of the way. 3 of those 4 runs were in that inning and a third he threw in Macon to debut his summer for the Bananas. But 6 strikeouts to 1 walk, and now 8 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings. And I try to rack my mind. I believe 6, if not 7 of those Ks have been with the slider. Caden Green leading off the top of the 6th, just like he did in the top of the 5th for the Bananas when they batted around. First pitch he saw from Dawson Taylor, he lined to left for a single, makes him 1 for 2 on the night. He's also popped out to second. And after a foul ball, he gets out of the way of a breaker towards his noggin. It'll be the 4th pitcher of the night for the Bacon. Dan Merrill relieves Ronnie Zayas, another right-hander, and there's a huge breaking ball. Not quite 12-6. I'd put it more in the 11-5 category. Little bit of lateral movement, a lot of vertical break. I mean, a couple feet of it at least. And there's the bender again. Caden fouls it off left side. Count still 1-2. Merrill, a junior from Missouri State University. Guy who grew up right around the corner from Caden Green. Caden from Berry Hill. Merrill from Tulsa. I know in some of the research you do on Caden Green, it'll just say he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's how close Berry Hill is. The slider outside, count 2-2. And the big bender, front door, called strike 3. Caden knew it. It's one that has so much break to it, it came in at his head and ended up on the low inside corner. Heck of a bender from Merrill. So to lead off the top of the 6th, that's the first strikeout looking from Bananas hitters tonight. A very promising sign, as we've said a few times. They're battling with 2 strikes. It was always battling with 2 strikes. Jesse Sherrill takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Righty to lefty, the Nanners second baseman. A ground out on a couple Ks tonight, although he's worked a few counts awful well, his trademark. And the bender misses outside, count 1-1. I gotta say, the amount of vertical break with the slight side-to-side movement, shades of Miles Michaelis's 12-6 breaking ball. There's a bunt attempt from Jesse. Second one of the night, Josh. As advertised, he fouls it left side, though, out of play. This is Dan Merrill's 3rd appearance of the summer. Fastball fouled off, left side. In 3 2/3 innings, he's given up 1 run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 4. Second time he's seen the Bananas, through 2 2/3 scoreless against them. That's a soft tapper towards second, under the glove of Andy Blake. And I gotta be honest, it's gonna go in the book as an error. That's the speed of Jesse Sherrill making that happen, and he probably would have been out on the play. You just can't guarantee it. He kind of has an Ichiro Suzuki type slap and run all in one fell swoop, and he's as fast as anyone on the field.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Sherrill kind of put that ball in play and was already a step or two out of the box upon hitting it. And, I'm not even sure, Biko, that Andy Blake even got a glove on that ball. I think he might have just come up early on it.
Hey, we're going to give it a hit in our book. Jesse's first hit of the summer, a Jesse Sherrill special. That'll make up for the ground out to short in which he was nearly safe. Dan Merrill smartly checks on the Nanners' second baseman. Another third-year Banana in the box. Drew Iniesta 0 for 2. Strikeout, ground out to third, and a walk. And he takes a breaking ball outside. That's not the big bender. That's more of a tight slider, cutter type pitch. Jesse 13 for 15 in steals at Georgia Southern this past spring. He led the Eagles. He was 15 for 15 in stealing bases back in 2020 as a fastball dots the outside corner for a strike. He was 14 for 15 last summer with the Bananas. So 29 for 30 in his Bananas career over 2 years.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gillum had him running here. You definitely want to take more than a one-run lead here against the Bacon.
Jesse looked like he was breaking towards second, goes back to the bag on a pickoff attempt. And there's a pop fly right side. Bork giving it a long run, and he's going to run out of room. It clings on top of the grandstand. Count now 1-2 on Iniesta.
Don't forget, fans, set that foul long to the customer service table.
Wow, Caprice George driving back to Nashville tonight after the game. That's a heck of a journey for you. Jesse with a good lead off first. He'll take off for second. Breaking ball up. The throw down to second. Not in time. 1 for 1 on his third Bananas campaign in stolen base attempts. Wow, what a great guy to have on this team. The 12-3 Bananas, who have been dominating the CPL with their pitching, getting a heck of a bat and base runner here to reinforce them in week 3 of the summer. Drew lets a bouncer go down and out of the zone. Great stop by Carter Sanford to keep it in front of him. Count now full on Iniesta. Drew was tied for the home run lead and RBI lead back in 2020. His rookie campaign in Savannah when Jesse led the Bananas in stolen bases. The dynamic duo back for year 3 each. Jesse bounces towards third. Payoff pitch swung on and missed. There's the big bender. Ended up out of the zone. Really tight break on that one from Dan Merrill. Second strikeout of the inning. It'll now be up to Indy Stanley to try and push across Jesse at second. Nanners' catcher is 1 for 3 on the night. Ground outs 2 short in second and a solo shot. 351 feet away to right. Merrill's been 89 to 91 miles per hour with the fastball. There's a hot shot towards left. Coming in to make the catch on the run is James Bell. That will end the inning. Dan Merrill able to keep the Bananas off the board, even though Jesse Sherrill picks up the infield single and the stolen base. Still 6-5 Savannah as we head to the bottom of the 6th. That curveball, by the way, another reason why it's so effective, 75 miles per hour from Merrill. So about 15 miles per hour of difference between that and the heater.
I could definitely see that Miles Michaelis comparison you were making, Vico. What makes it impressive there is, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on our pitcher's name right now. Dan Merrill.
There it is. Yeah, you're back.
What impressed me about Dan Merrill is he's throwing this from a 3/4 arm slot, whereas Miles Michaelis is a guy who throws that 12-6 over the top. So incredible that he can get such a good break there on that pitch.
It must be part of the reason why he does have a couple inches of lateral movement on it, because it's got so much vertical bend to it. Just moving it side to side a couple inches is just that one more, little extra thing that makes it that much harder to hit. And the reason why he can front door it and start it in the zone, end up not just below the zone, but away as well to righties, in on lefties. Bobby McBride out for his second inning of work. I'm going to Google Maps the trip to Nashville real quick because I'm quite intrigued. If I had to guess, Caprice, if I was a betting man, I'd say it's about 6 hours, right?
Oh man, that's got to be hard.
I think I'm going to say it from Macon, from Luther Williams Field to the city of Nashville at night, so no traffic. Give me 5 hours and 51 minutes.
Man, I think 6 hours is pretty accurate. I know a trip from where I'm from up to Chattanooga was about 3 hours, and then you add like 2 on there to get to Nashville. Wow. 6 hours feels like a really good guess.
Okay. Wow, 5 hours and 4 minutes. Somehow able to avoid that Atlanta traffic. I mean, it is nighttime that you're doing it now, Ed, so a little heavy. 5 hour drive's nothing to snuff at. That's Saugerties, New York to Lake Winnipesaukee. Well, it depends on what part of Lake Winnipesaukee. If you're going to Meredith on Lake Winnipesaukee. Also, Saugerties, New York to Buffalo. Those are my 2 Saugerties, New York comparisons. Anyway, Bobby McBride fires a fastball outside to what looks to be a pinch hitter for Davis Heller. I haven't gotten a number on this cat yet. Have you?
Should be number 5, Mason Minzy, one of the catchers on the Bacon roster, who's actually been really, really good swinging the bat lately. After that Bananas 3-game set last week, he hit 2 home runs in the next couple of games for the Bacon.
Yeah, good call by you. So Minzy will pinch hit to start off the 6th. Heller ends up 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out and pop out, both to Jesse Sherrill at second, whose uniform is caked in dirt, as it should be. Fastball outside, count now 3-1 on Minzy. Second inning of work for McBride. We've got 2 Ks and a fly out in the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, see, Caprice said it took 7 getting here. It'll take 5 going back, so we were right there. Average it out. 3 toe taps, and fastball gets the inside corner, count 3-2. It is a very unique windup from Bobby McBride.
I think the standard he goes with is the 3 toe taps, but I've seen him switch it up where it's only 2. I think one time I saw him do 4, so really there to mess up the batter's timing.
Payoff pitch, cut on and missed. That's a fastball. And how many toe taps did you have there, Josh?
If I'm not mistaken, that was 4 toe taps there from Bobby McBride.
Tricky stuff. So Kevin Soiney's pinch hit move does not pay off. Minzy gets 6 heaters, 3 of them for balls, 3 of them for strikes. That will send you back to the dugout. Monday through Friday, 365 days of the year. And now it's going to be James Bell, the right-handed hitting left fielder. 2 for 2, a single, a double, 2 runs scored. And he gets a fastball yanked down and out of the zone. Both his single and double hard hit line drives to left field. Hey, Leanne DeGrandis, happy Friday Eve to you as well, my dear friend. 1-0 offering, righty to righty. There's that front door slider. Beautiful pitch to steal a strike. All right. Good night, Mom. Good night, Baruch. Good night, Brad, if you're not at the dispatch. Enjoy Batman. It's a fantastic flick. Have you seen it, Josh, the new one?
Yeah, I did. I went and saw the new Batman with a couple buddies.
Bell cuts and misses at a nasty slider down and out of the zone. Count 1-2. Really, really good. And I'm a huge Christopher Nolan Batman guy. And I got to say, who's our new Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
There he is. He does a fantastic job.
Little too emo for my taste.
1-2 pitch, front door bender. 4 strikeouts in 5 batters faced for the Husky. Beautiful sharp break on that slider. And then, of course, who was our previous Batman? I just have none of it in my head right now.
Christian Bale, if we're going back to the Nolan flick.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I'm not trying to go back to
Michael Keaton,
George
Clooney, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I'm Adam West. If we really want to go back to the campy Batmans,
your Batman lore. Really good stuff by you. Front door breaking ball for a called strike to Javon Fields. High and by, Lee, my mom says. Yeah, enjoy Batman. It's a good one. The Riddler is one messed up dude. 0-1 pitch. Fastball, dot to the outside corner. And this is McBride at his all-powerful. He's had pretty much pinpoint control of the slider and fastball. And when you're 91-93 with the fastball and throwing a nasty slider to boot, it's not easy to hit.
You know, we've seen him start both hitters in the opening frames with balls, and then it seems like once he finds that first strike, he is locked in, dialed in. He can just carve up the batters any way he wants.
Tries to front door the slider, ends up a little bit low to Fields. The center fielder 0 for 0, a walk and a sack bunt on the night. Waggles his bat around, waits for a 1-2. Fastball dots the outside corner, takes some pine. Bobby McBride fired up as he should be coming off the bump. He faces 6 Macon hitters, strikes out 5 of them, and was nice enough to allow one of them to put a ball in play, a fly out to center.
Wow. I don't know if you take Bobby McBride out of this game, Biko. He is rolling right now.
It's his 4th appearance of the summer. The longest he's gone is an inning and a third. His other 2 appearances have been 1 inning each. Of course, coming off the leg injury, we'll see how much of a leash Tyler Gillum and Corey Pye want to give him, but I couldn't agree more. I mean, there's still 3 guys in the order who haven't seen him yet. I wouldn't mind at all him facing Breeze, Matthews, and Smith at the top of the Macon lineup.
Yeah, definitely give him that. I think it's a good challenge for Bobby McBride. Get through that top of the order and kind of set up the rest of your bullpen to finish it out with the rest of, I guess, technically middle and bottom half of the order.
Yeah, he is dispatched 4 through 9 in the Macon lineup with ease. Dan Merrill will be back out on the bump for the Bacon. After 7 combined runs were plated in the 4th and 5th innings, 5 for the Bananas, 2 for the Bacon. We have had 3 straight half innings of shutout ball pitched, 2 from McBride, 1 from Merrill, who tries to return serve once again. The other thing that I think adds a little twist to Dan Merrill on the mound is he's throwing down at you from 6'5", already on an elevated mound. Is how we do things in baseball. And it's a tough angle and a really unique pitcher who's coming at you with low 90s, the huge 75-mile-an-hour bender, and then a much quicker, I haven't gotten velocity on it, but I would wager it's low to mid-80s, kind of a cutter, sharper slider type pitch too. So 2 breaking balls and a fastball, all of them have looked good. Breaking ball below the knees to Bo Brewer. 4-5-6 for the Bananas here in the top of the 7th. Bo having a really nice night. 2 for 3, 2 runs driven in, a single, a double, 2 runs scored. Throw a stolen base in there as well as a fastball goes back to the backstop. Count 2-0.
It's what Reginald Horton would call tapped in.
Locked in. All of the above. Reggie clearly holding Bo accountable. Healthy cut and a miss. Brewer looking for his first long ball of the summer. Trying to send it to the stream out beyond right center field. Although honestly, I think his sights were probably more set on the parking lot beyond left. And that is smashed to center. Javon Fields has a beat on it, though. Really hard hit fly out as the Macon center fielder hauls it into left center. And one down here in the 7th. Merrill has retired 4 out of the 5 bananas he's faced. And Jesse, who had that weak hit single, could have been an error. Either way, I once again also do not think that Andy Blake touched the ball like you did. But it was not hard contact. Armando Becerra takes a fastball, upper outside quadrant of the zone. Nanners center fielder, 2 for 2 on the night. Couple singles, a run scored, a stolen base, and a sac bunt. 4 and 5 hitters have been incredibly productive for the Bananas tonight. Really the 4 through 7 hitters, because you have Brody Wortham on deck, who's plated a run, and Choi Fu in the hole, who's plated 2. 0-2 pitch to Mondo, fouled right side. It was a backdoor breaking ball. Good spoil there by the left-handed hitting center fielder. Hey, Tate, thanks for joining the broadcast, even though you're out on River Street with your pals. Fly ball to center. Javon Fields pretty much straight away had been playing Becerra in left center. That one not hit hard, unlike Brewers. And a couple quick outs here for Merrill in the 8th. See what he can do with Brody Wortham, the Nanners first baseman. 1 for 2 on the night, an RBI single, a walk, and a strikeout. Merrill from the windup. Fastball low. Maddie Roberts, now this is another causation or correlation one for us. She's been on and off of the broadcast tonight, and in a 6-5 game in which runs have been scored in 5 different half innings, she hasn't been here for any of them.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow. Maddie, we have the lead right now. I would say stay tuned in. Let's finish this one out. 6-5 win. I'll take it.
Yeah, I would head back to Savannah, content with that as well. There's a high fly ball deep to left field. It's going to be foul and would not have been gone if it was fair, although it was awful close. Ended up landing right about there. As Bell had a beat on it, if it was in fair territory, probably would have been hauled in right around the warning track. A lot of launch angle on that one from Wortham. Low inside fastball, and he golfed it high and far, but not far enough if it was fair. Brody with his pants above his knees. Merrill with the tweeners. Another big bender. That's a swing and a miss. Sharp break. Dan Merrill continues to be superb on the bump. 3 strikeouts in 2 scoreless innings of relief, as McBride and Merrill return back-to-back scoreless frames apiece. And it will be the end of the night for Bobby McBride. New man coming in from the bullpen for the Bananas. And I completely understand both sides of the coin. Bobby looked tremendous. He had retired all 6 he'd faced, 5 of them via strikeout. Why not give him 3 guys who haven't seen him yet? But also, you know, Bobby has had a couple, 2 out of his 3 appearances this season, although there have been plenty of sparks of greatness, have ended up with runs coming in. 2 perfect innings, 5 strikeouts. It's also a good idea to, hey, you've done your job tonight. Let's bring this one into your next outing.
Yeah, and you know, we've got 2 more games to play this weekend, Vico, so Bobby, definitely a guy you probably want out there, hopefully on Saturday against the Sharks.
And especially when you have such a high-powered pen, you can feel really good bringing in a guy like Josh Willits, the sophomore from Richmond, out of Southampton, New Jersey, who has been phenomenal in his own right. This is his 3rd appearance of the summer. 5 2/3, no hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and that's all there is to say about it.
Well, I might add, best name on the Bananas by a long shot.
You like Josh Willits, huh?
Yeah.
Something about it for you.
Something about it.
You like Josh Willits more than Dylan Kurahashi Choi-Fu?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I do.
You like it more than Bo Brewer and Bryson Bloomer?
I don't know what it is, but something about Josh Willits I really like.
It cracks me up. You like it more than Indiana Stanley.
Okay, now you're pushing your luck, buddy.
I'm just saying, there's incredible names all over the field. I like Josh Willits. Maybe a top 10 name for me, but it doesn't. I'm surprised that it really tickles your fancy as much as it does.
Yeah, it does. Something does it, man.
Oh, man, you really crack me up. This, as I mentioned, his third appearance of the summer. He threw 2 2/3 scoreless in Macon 8 nights ago, and then he threw 3 scoreless against the Sharks last Saturday, 5 nights ago. And he starts the leadoff hitter of the inning and of the ball game for the Bacon. Holden Breeze, the right-handed hitting third baseman, off with a front door slider for a strike. Righty to righty. Willits from the stretch. Another bender. This one fouled off right side. Josh, a guy who rocks the tweeners, but nary an inch of blue sock between shoe and pant. Breeze having a fantastic game. 4th trip to the plate. He's been on base all 3 times. 2 RBIs, a double, a triple, 2 runs scored, and a walk, as he hits a high fly ball to right center field. Bryson Bloomer's got a beat on it. And finally, the former South Mountain Community College Cougar is retired. Pulling hauled in right around here. So now it'll be Bryce Matthews, right fielder for the Bacon, also having a heck of a night. 1 for 3 on the night, a 2 RBI single and a stolen base in the second, an RBI ground out in the 4th, and a strikeout in the 1st. Top of the order have driven in all 5 runs tonight for Macon between Breeze and Matthews. And there's a backdoor breaking ball fouled off left side.
Look at this, Biko. Looking through the comments here, Gary Key saying, Josh, don't let Biko push your favorite names around.
Listen,
I'm not going to give in to any peer pressure here tonight.
No. You like what you like. But from what I've brought up, you may take the Bananas backstop over the man on the mound, and that's the only person you've heard who you might like more than Josh Willits. And I'm not saying you do. It's just it made you think more than Brewer, Bloomer, or Kurahashi Choi-Fu did.
I will say, first week on the job doing my initial research on all the team, I was pretty astounded to learn that Indy Stanley was named after Indiana Jones. Definitely fired me up.
Mm-hmm. Fastball misses the inside corner, and then another heater back to the backstop as right on the spot, Indy Stanley bare hands the roller all the way back to him. Yeah, I'm not trying to push you in any direction one way or another, but the lore behind Indy's name adds a little power. If you didn't know why he was named Indiana Stanley, if you just were looking at 2 names on paper, as Willits fires to his battery mate, big swing and a miss on a nasty slider, count now 2-2, where do you think you would go?
You know, I'd be intrigued more than anything. You know, I feel like you see somebody who's named after a state like that, you're kind of like, interesting move by the parents there. You know, growing up, you're not going to believe this, but growing up in my hometown, there was a kid much, much younger than me, but was kind of going around the whole town. There was a kid named Kentucky Outlaw.
That's a bajillion out of 10 name. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, line towards left. Long run for Drew Yanesta. He's not going to get there. Backhanded before it hits the wall. Bryce Matthews has the first hit of the summer off of Josh Willits, who had gone 6 innings without allowing such an event. That was really good hitting. 2-2 backdoor breaking ball. And Matthews, not trying to do too much, served it towards left. Actually, I'd say it really kind of landed more about here. And that's about where Drew backhanded it and fired it in. So the tying run on second with 1 down. The Bacon are going to have to rely on someone out of their first two hitters to drive in a run if they want to tie or take a lead here tonight. Grant Smith, the shortstop, a right-handed bat, 1 for 3. Single, a strikeout, and a fly out to Becerra in center. And he gets a fastball high. Aaron the Buffalo Banana, great to see you in the comments section. Did you get a look at that one, Josh? Because it's a question really headed towards you and your parents more than anybody.
Which question was it, Pico?
Bottom of the comment section. Breaking ball outside, and the count 2-0.
I get the reference here, but I'm not sure what my name has to do with it. I mean, I know it's a Waterboy reference for sure. Little Bobby Boucher action tonight.
Matthews with a big lead off second, being held on by Sherrill, and a fastball fouled right side.
It's amazing what I'm capable of once I can start reading these comments. I'm unstoppable now.
Yeah, this has unlocked a whole nother level of whiteboard broadcasting for you, buddy. I'm fired up that you've got the old YouTube stream up now, too. 2-1 pitch coming righty to Grant Smith.
I'm just trying not to get lost in my own eyes looking there on the screen.
Willits snaps a really tight breaking ball, cut on and missed by Grant Smith. Josh will throw a 4-seam and 2-seam, 89 to 92 with the old fastball, and then a slider, curve, and change. Slider about 80 miles per hour, curveball down to 75, and the changeup around 79 miles per hour. It's a split change. Really bizarre pitch. Not something you see every day on the ball field. 2-2, righty to righty. Willits looks towards Matthews at second for a while, fires a breaking ball that evades Indy Stanley. And now the tying run is 90 feet away. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, we'll see what Tyler Gillum wants to do with his defense. 3-2 pitch coming to Smith. The corners will definitely be in as Indy goes out to chat with Josh. High pressure pitch. Might as well talk about it instead of just throwing down a sign.
I still think you go after Grant Smith in this situation here, Biko, but not the end of the world if you do walk him and try and set up a double play, especially with the catcher Carter Sanford on deck.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And the entire infield will come in, and I agree with this decision from Gillum. Smith, a .238 hitter on the summer. They say bringing the infield in raises the batting average 100 points. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball high, tried to front door it. Looked like the curveball. And now the double play is in order, so Sherrill and Green will move back to double play depth, while Brewer and Wortham will stay in on the grass at the corners.
The catcher from Mercer, number 7, Carter Sanford.
Only the second walk on the summer from Willits. It's a good trick question from Aaron in the comments section. Took me a second. I was like, what game were you talking about, buddy? These meat slabs. I ate 5 of these meat slabs for breakfast. It was the turkey variety, as a fastball is fired high to the left-handed hitting catcher Carter Sanford. 0 for 2 on the day. Walk in the first. Pop out to Brewer in foul territory in the second. And a strikeout in the 5th as Corey Pye will take the long walk out to the mound. So Willits gets 2 visits over the span of 3 pitches. 1 from his catcher. Now Corey Pye and the entire infield will join him on the bump.
You know, Biko, this might surprise you, but I've been practically baconless this summer in Savannah.
That does surprise me.
And, you know, it really wasn't out of, you know, any kind of contempt for our foes here in Macon, but now I just feel like I have to stick to, like, a principle, you know?
Yeah, you've come this far. Couldn't agree more. as they usually are, a quick meeting on the mound with Corey Pye and his guys. Smith, the sophomore from Incarnate Word out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, awaits a 1-0, tying run at third, go-ahead run at first. And Willits will check on Grant Smith. I meant Carter Sanford in the box. Smith's over at first. He's 1 for 2 on the summer in stolen base attempts.
And stole 5 bags in 6 attempts this past spring.
Not going. Fastball called strike outside corner. Nice pitch from Willits. You know, I'm surprised it didn't hit me when you were telling me that Josh had your favorite name on the team. Is the only Josh on the team, your namesake, so I guess that might have a little piece to do with it. You think there's some bias there?
No.
1-1 pitch, big, cut and a miss, nasty. 75-mile-an-hour curveball down and in.
And you should know I'm telling the truth there because there was no hesitation on my part.
Not at all. You're right. Another check on Smith over at first, who scampers back in time. One-two pitch. Bounce back to Willits. He's going to go home with it, and now we have a rundown between third and home. Indy Stanley is going to tag out. Bryce Matthews himself, really heads-up play. There was a quick decision that had to be made by the Nanners reliever. Do I go to second and try and turn 2, or do I cut down the game's tying run? He decides to go the way of the latter, and it is still a 6-5 lead for the Nanners.
Biko, question for you. Was there a possibility that Matthews could have gotten to the bag back there at third? Indy didn't flip that ball to Bo Brewer. He tagged him out, and I think Matthews might have thought that Grant Smith was going to be at the bag at third base, which is why he kind of stopped.
Yeah, I was surprised that he kind of gave himself up like that. And Indy with an excellent job. No need to throw it if you don't have to. He gave one good fake and then ended up applying the tag himself. So now the tying run off of third and on to second. 2 men on with 2 out. And a front door breaking ball a little up and in to Andy Blake, the second baseman, a right-handed bat. 0 for 3 on the night with a trio of strikeouts all swinging. That one, if you're scoring it at home, will be a 1-2 fielder's choice. 1-0 offering, righty to righty. Fastball just misses the outside corner, count 2-0.
You know, Biko, I'm not satisfied. I don't think we broke down that play enough there by Josh Willits. That was a really, really, high baseball IQ move there. I thought he might actually try and turn around, throw it to second, and go for an easy double play. But no, he had the instincts to know that the runner was going off of third base, throw it home to Indy Stanley, and then Indy run him back to third base and make that out.
Yeah, and it was a worm burner. He gets a swing and a miss on a fastball, count 2-1. For those at home, that means it barely ever left the ground. Willits had to bend down low to scoop it off the dirt. Never easy to make a play well on the elevated surface of the mound. Smith with the big lead off second, and Blake will call time. Grant Smith, the game's tying run. Carter Sanford, the go-ahead run. 2-1 pitch coming from Willits to Blake. Fastball yanked down and out, count 3-1. This is only Andy Blake's second game as a member of the Macon Bacon, combining tonight with his debut. He is 0 for 5, a walk, 4 strikeouts, and 1 run scored. Pressure pitch coming, down 3-1 in the count from Willits. Fastball high, and the bases will be full of Bacon. for Kyle Bork. Bork has been here before. The first baseman for Macon. Sophomore from the University of Minnesota, right-handed bat. Got up with the bases juiced and 2 down in the bottom of the first and hit a slow roller in the 6th hole. Caden Green made a heads-up play to cut down Holden, check that, to cut down Grant Smith going towards third. Nowhere to put Bork once again. He's 0 for 3 on the night. And a big cut and a miss on a front door bender. Top of the zone. Exactly the pitch I think that Willits wanted, but it got the job done. There's so much tight break on it that Bork came up empty. Been one of the better Bacon hitters on the year. Comes in hitting .286 in 13 games played. Another front door bender. That one served towards left. It's going to dunk in for a base hit. Drew Yanesta is going to fire towards second. It's a 2-out, 2-run single from Bork. And the Bacon jump ahead 7-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. It was a business decision there from Drew Yanesta not to fire home, but I got to be honest, Josh, I don't know what you think about it. Carter Sanford was the runner from second, the catcher, who does not run very well, and Drew was charging in on it, has an excellent arm. I would have liked an attempt to cut down the go-ahead run there at home plate.
I kind of understand it, though. I don't think that you don't want Andy Blake, who's now at second base, over there at third base. At least now he still kind of has 2 bases to cover to score instead of 1, say if another hit gets dropped into right center left field.
I certainly understand the reasoning, for sure. It's one where, easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, but a hard throw towards the cutoff, towards home, which in that one would be Bo Brewer, would at least allow Brewer to decide if it should be cut off or thrown all the way through. Foul ball after the first pitch was a ball. Count 1-1 here on Davis. Nope, check that. Mason Minzy, who pinch hit for Davis Heller an inning ago. 7th member of the Bacon to swing it here in the 7th. He struck out swinging back in the 6th. Out of the DH spot, left-handed bat. Taking off for third and stealing it easily will be Andy Blake. No one was covering second, so Kyle Bork follows it up. That's where Indy wanted to throw it. Bork was way behind on the draw, but there was no one for Indy to throw it to.
Yeah, not a very good play over there by either of the Bananas middle infielders. I think it was just one of those kind of lapses in judgment kind of moments for the Bananas. You just kind of forget that you kind of forget the situation.
It was a called strike, now a fastball high in the count, 2-2 on Minzy. And now with the double steal here, the whole throw home or the throw in towards second ends up null and void. 2-2 with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 down. Breaking ball in the dirt. Excellent stop by Indiana Stanley. Count now full on Minzy. Josh Willits, who has been superb for the Bananas in his first 2 appearances of the summer, 5 2/3 of no-run, no-hit ball, finally gives up a hit with 1 out in the 7th, and the walks end up coming back to bite him. So far, 1 of 2 walks on the inning has come on in to score. The other one standing at third base. Payoff pitch coming. Righty to lefty. Fastball fouled left side. Stroked, but nowhere near the field. And we'll do it again. Boy, it'd be a riot if Chad and Tate met up on River Street tonight. Not too far away from each other, potentially.
When's the last time you frequented River Street, Biko?
Not this summer. It's, well, I've been to Saddlebags a few times. It's not River Street, but it's 1 street away. Another 3-2 fastball up and out. Third base on balls issued by Willett so far in the frame. And the 8th batter to hit will be James Bell. 2 for 3 on the night. A double, a single, 2 runs scored, and a strikeout. And Bo Brewer going to call time. He's going to come out and commence the 3rd mound visit of the inning for Josh Willits. You don't see the third baseman taking control of the infield like that very often. Everyone joins him except for Brody Wortham.
I like that move, though. You like to see that leadership from somebody in your infield. Good for Brewer to come in, try and calm down Josh Willits. I think it's the walks that are really getting to Willits right now. Brewer just telling him probably, I know you can throw some strikes, and here's our strategy on the infield if a ball is put in play.
And now Tyler Gillum is going to make his way out to the mound. That may have actually been just a play for time there. Gillum says tells his third baseman, hey, go out there and give us probably about 5 to 10 more pitches from our guy out in the pen. It's going to be the end of the night for Willits as Gillum has a long talking to with him. Boy, to be a fly on the wall there. Pats to the chest, I'm sure an encouraging talk as Willits gets a smack to the right buttocks as he leaves the mound.
If I had to guess, knowing what Tyler Gillum's kind of preached to the team this year, it's about, controlling the controllables, and tonight Josh Willits kind of gave up a few more walks than he would have liked to, obviously something he can't control. And Gillum probably just saying, don't let that get you down.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good presumption by you. So Jackson Finley will come on in with the bases loaded and 2 outs, 2 runs in for the Bacon as they lead this one 7-6. A night when the offense gives you more than the Nanners have averaged so far on the summer. The pitching has not been able to come through thus far. 3 runs in the 2nd, 2 runs in the 5th, and now, check that, 2 runs in the 4th, and now 2 runs in the 7th from the Bacon, who are not quite done yet. Nanners not out of the woods. They've got 3 guys on the base pads that Leighton Finley, is going to try and strand. He is not his older brother. Tate out at B&D's. It's a fine establishment. I watched the Syracuse Orange defeat the San Diego State Aztecs 2 springs ago in March Madness with Jimmy O'Brien and Jake Storiale, old John Boy and Jake, up on the brick building that borders B&D's. They throw a projector on it. It's like 30 by 30. It's awesome. So the big boy, the 6'5" righty for the Bananas, the rising freshman headed to UGA to be a classmate of my color commentator, Josh Talevsky, who just graduated from Richmond Hill, will come in a very high-pressure spot. Finley's been fantastic on the year. 4 appearances, 6 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, no runs given up. He's out with a sickness for a while. This is his first appearance in a week. Nothing crazy, just under the weather. Righty to righty, delivers a fastball for a called strike to James Bell, the left fielder for Macon. 2 for 3 on the evening. Blake leads off 3rd, Bork leads off 2nd, Heller leads off 1st. And time will be called in the box. Finley rocking the high socks on the mound. Firing to his high-socked battery mate, Indiana Stanley. And now Indy is going to put on what normally I would consider to be like a 1st and 3rd sign, but he does it with the bases loaded. The Bananas have a whole lot of defensive positioning type stuff that can be decided by a catcher just tapping his face, slapping the arms. Finley's second time facing the Bacon this summer. He's pitched twice against the Flamingos, once against the Blowfish. And a fastball off the helmet of Bell will drive in the 8th run of the night for Macon. Obviously, not at all what Leighton Finley was trying to do. As Bell
rather emphatically kind of flipped his bat, flipped his equipment. And I mean, I don't know kind of what the deal with that was. That was obviously a pitch that got away from Leighton Finley. Nothing intentional there at all.
No, I mean, I understand that it's not fun to be hit with mid-90s in the helmet. Well, that's a big run for Macon. Extend their lead to 2 and now have batted around in the 7th. The Bananas batted around in the 5th. Nanners stranded the bases loaded then. Looms much larger now. The Macon stranded the bases loaded back in the 1st. And there's a ground ball under the glove of Brody Wortham and into right. Bloomer's going to fire home. The throw high, the tag not in time. The floodgates are open. The Bacon have plated 5 now here in the bottom of the 7th, and they lead by 4, 10-6. Brody Wortham had a shot at it. It snuck under his glove, a full extension dive, and Bryson Bloomer had a chance to gun down Davis Heller coming home. The throw was very powerful, in fact, a bit too powerful. Stanley had to jump and then lay the tag down. It's a lot to ask for. Basically, the only way that they could have got Heller was pretty much a perfect strike to home. Macon looking for their first win of the summer against the Bananas. Have exploded for 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th, all of them scored with 2 outs. Now the 10th hitter to swing it, Holden Breeze, who led off this inning with a fly out to right, takes a fastball for a called strike on the outside corner. This is the first 2 RBIs of the summer for Javon Fields in his 7th game played. And a bender in there for a strike count, 0-2. Breeze is 2 for 3 on the day. RBI double, RBI triple, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Fields now 1 for 3 on the night. Check that, now 1 for 2. The 2 RBI single, a strikeout, a walk, and a sac bunt. Righty to righty, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball fouled off. Finley's been 93 to, check that, 93 to 95. With the fastball, about 81 miles per hour with the slider. Another 0-2, and looks like off-speed high. So now Bell leads off second. Fields leads off first. That closes the line on Josh Willits, who after 5 2/3 scoreless innings to start his summer has an outlier of an outing that destroys his statistics. A bloop base hit into right. The Bacon keep on doing it. Bloomer will fire to third. Oh my goodness, Bryson Bloomer's got a bazooka on his arm. He will not get it to third in time. Really good job of 2-strike hitting there from Holden Breeze, who drives in his 3rd run of the night. Just flicked the wrist out and found some outfield grass. Bloomer did not have a chance to get Bell coming home. And fires to third unsuccessfully. Macon ahead 11-6 as the train has come off the tracks. Leighton Finley allows his first run of the summer. He came in here just trying to get 1 out, has hit a batter and given up back-to-back weekly hit singles to right field. Now Bryce Matthews, the left-handed hitting right fielder. And takes a fastball above the zone for ball one. Fields at third, Breeze at first. One-0 pitch from the 6'5 righty. Fastball back up the middle. It's another hit. Unbelievable work from the Macon bats that have really come alive here in the bottom of the seventh. That's now 2 runs in off Leighton Finley. And a 7 spot put on the board here in the seventh. All 7 runs scored with 2 outs. That was a fastball, really hard hit. Right back where it came from. Now first and second with 2 down. Twelfth man to hit so far here in the 7th inning. By the way, Matthews now with a double and an RBI single just in the 7th. Grant Smith, the shortstop, walked and has already scored this inning. Matthews hadn't scored because he was caught in the rundown in between third and home by Josh Willits. Fastball high, the count 1-0 on the right-handed hitting shortstop for Macon. Chad Reese put it best. Pain. Nanners are now down 6 with only 6 outs to go offensively, and they're not out of the inning yet. Fastball fouled off, right side out of play. Breeze off second, Matthews off first. 3 straight 2-out run-scoring singles from Macon. And a fastball outside, 2-1 now. Boy, the Bananas pitching staff that came into the night with 165 strikeouts on the year, second most in the CPL, actually only behind the Bacon, who came in with 173. Nanners had a 2.37 ERA, tops in the league. They've given up 12 runs, all of them earned tonight, and we're not out of the 7th inning. Foul ball on the count 2-2. An absolute nuclear bomb has gone off on the Nanners' season pitching stats.
Well, you know, Biko, we really didn't touch on this going into the pregame show, but the Macon Bats have actually been playing really well lately. It's a big reason they've been back on a 2-game winning streak. Last Friday, they were batting .203 heading into that final 13-inning game, and now they're at .215, and with 27 runs scored since that Bananas win.
Liner to right, it's going to fall for a single. Bryson Bloomer comes up throwing. Great throw home. Indy Stanley can't get the tag on. It was a perfect one-hopper. Indy taps his chest and says, "My bad." It was going to be bang, bang. Breeze has great speed, but Bryson couldn't have put it on the money any better. Indy trying to tag and catch the ball at the same time could not accomplish the task. It is 13-6.
Perfect throw there from Bryson Bloomer, Biko, but the problem was Indy took his eye off the ball. He actually looked at the runner last second before that ball came in, and I think that's a big reason why he wasn't able to come up with it on that hop.
So that's going to be the end of the night for Leighton Finley, who comes in with the bases loaded and 2 down and fails to find an out. He hits a batter and gives up 4 straight 2-out singles, all of them driving in runs. The first one driving in a pair. And we'll have our third pitcher of the bottom of the 7th inning as 8 runs have come in. Max Bergman, the sophomore from the University of Cincinnati, will be the new guy trying to solve this Bacon lineup. Is about to send their 13th man to the plate. Wow, and just salt in the wound The DJ playing Bad Day by Daniel Poiter. It's tough to remember that the Bananas came into the 7th inning with a 1-run lead, 6-5. The trains have come off all of the tracks. Not just one train. This is 2 trains that have come off the tracks. Steve Kellogg, couldn't agree more. Not all of us are as lucky as the coordinating producer of Bananas TV, Chad Reese, who gets to watch cargo ships go by in these trying times. Bergman, a big righty, 6'3", out of Georgetown, Indiana. This will be his 3rd appearance on the summer. In 3 1/3, he has given up 3 runs, all of them earned on 6 hits, 4 walks, and check that, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Did come up with that win, a gutsy performance in Asheboro this past Sunday. One in which he went 2 1/3, giving up just 1 run on 3 hits and struck out 3. His first outing was here in Macon in the 9-3 win for the Bananas a week ago. Not in Macon, it was actually at home in Savannah. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. And starts out Carter Sanford, the catcher, with a strike. Sanford 0 for 3 on the night. A walk, a pop-out, a strikeout, and here in the 7th, he reached on the 1-2 fielder's choice and then came around to score. And boy, we were praising the decision-making by Josh Willits on that one. What a butterfly effect. I would love to be in the alternate universe where Willits wheeled and tried to turn a 1-6-3 double play. Bergman has to stop to tie his shoes after he got a swing and a miss. Count 0-2 here on Sanford. I've never seen anybody take so long to tie their shoes.
I've never seen a pitcher get heckled by a PA guy either.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear that from our shotgun mic. Oh, goodness. Let's see if Bergman can reply with a strikeout. 0-2 pitch. It's going to be looped into center. By golly, it's another hit. Becerra racing in. He's going to throw it to second. I mean, it's just comical at this point. And the funny thing is, that is 5 straight 2-out run-scoring singles for the Bacon. One of them has been hit hard. That was the single from Bryce Matthews, who just came on in to score. The other 4 have been a lot of really, really superb pieces of hitting from these Bacon hitters who just get bat on ball, and Wee Willie Keeler have been hitting them where they ain't for the Bananas. Ball snuck under the diving attempt of Brody Wortham, a couple bloops to right. Now a bloop to center, and the line drive back up the middle as there's a high pop-up in foul territory. Indy Stanley gives it a look, but it is, oh my God, that scared the dickens out of me.
Wow. That was loud.
I knew it was going to come down. I figured on top of the grandstand, but I feel like that hit right there. Oh, gosh. Right into the old eardrums. Straight from the shotgun mic into the headsets. Golly. Andy Blake behind in the count 0-1. For his part, he's walked, stolen third, and scored this inning, and he fouls a breaking ball off right side. Count 0-2. He's 0 for 3 on the night with a hat trick of Ks. Gary and Jen, I don't blame you at all. Good luck getting up early for work. We'll see you tomorrow night in Savannah. Breaking ball in the dirt. Heck of a stop by Indy Stanley, who crab walks over to the rolling ball right around here and is able to keep the 2 Bacon base runners at bay. Steve, is it wrong that I'm really happy to hear that you nearly fell out of your chair at home? I don't think there's anything wrong with cranking the volume. 1-2 pitch. Fastball fouled straight back.
I love the positivity from Caprice George Vico, saying she just put some more water behind us to see if we can start another rally again. Apparently they wouldn't sell her beer. Boy, maybe we could use one right now.
Geez, Louise. You're not speaking for yourself. I couldn't agree more. How about this? And I didn't see that she even dropped these off. We've got some letters from Caprice as well. I mean, are you kidding me? Open that up on the old bus after the game. I can't believe it. It's beyond kind. Fastball. Max Bergman and the entire Bananas fielders behind him thought that down to the outside corner.
Yeah, Indy tried to jump the gun, head towards the dugout, and didn't get the call from our home plate umpire.
It's been called all night by Terry Konzich. I share the sentiment with the Nanners defensive core. Now a 2-2 with 2 on and 2 down. Righty to righty. Breaking ball cut on and miss. Bergman ends the onslaught, but a tad late. 9-run score for the Bacon here in the 7th inning. More runs than the Bananas have given up in any game so far this summer. Baseball.
Madness.
Yes. Ridiculous, to quote Charlie Kelly. I mean, just look at the what a mess there. All started with the 1-out double from Bryce Matthews. The first hit in 6 innings of work off Josh Willits this summer. And then the train was derailed horrifically. And you know what, Josh? I think it was a good decision you would have made if you were the manager sending Bobby McBride out there for the 7th.
You know, you're not supposed to manage from the press box, and I'm still not going to, but...
Easy to be a Monday morning quarterback.
Definitely would have been interesting to see what could have happened had Bobby McBride gone back out. But, of course, you know, you don't want to blow out your arms too early in the season. We still got a long ways to go.
I put my full endorsement behind Josh Willits coming into that inning.
Me as well.
He had been infallible on the summer. Had faced 18 hitters as I squash a bug on my neck. And one of them had reached base. It was a walk. He struck out 8 of them. I mean, what do you think there? Yeah, Beth Finley says Leighton was sick all last week. Should have kept him home another day. I mentioned that. He was down for the count for a while there. You have a good sense of humor, Beth.
I mean, it's difficult to come into that situation after being sick. I'm sure Leighton hasn't been on the mound very much, so, you know, still probably trying to get a feel for his stuff out there. And, yeah, to be thrown into a bases-loaded situation like that, not exactly what you'd call ideal.
So the Nanners, after being bombarded with a 9-run bottom of the 7th, down to their final 6 outs, they're going to have to try and mount a blitzer wagon of their own. Dylan Kurahashi Choi Fu fouls the first pitch off and then takes a front door bender in there for a strike from our good man Daniel Merrill, out for his third inning of relief. He's retired 6 of 7 he's faced. Good take by Choi Fu. The DH for the Bananas, 1 for 1 on the day, an RBI single, an RBI sac fly, and a walk. Righty to righty, hits a high fly ball to shallow right center. Back and now coming in to call off his second baseman is Bryce Matthews. And hauled in right around yonder. Bryson Bloomer takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Nanners right fielder trying to break out of a smidge of a slump. For his last 7, 6 of them flyouts as he cranks one foul. Count now 1-1. Nanners right fielder, pair of flyouts to left and a ground out to short tonight, although his first one, warning track power, you can see where I erased it. Right at the edge of the left field wall. Breaking ball down and away. Count now 2-1 on the second-year Nanner. And there's a fister towards left center. It's going to one hop the wall. Boy, that had a lot more on it than I thought. Bloomer got it off the inside of the bat and breaks his 0 for 7 with a much-needed double to left center.
Nice to see him barrel up a ball there, Biko. He's been getting under quite a few lately, so it was nice to see him kind of stroke a line drive out to the left center gap.
I don't know about you, Josh, but off the bat, I thought his hope for a hit there was that it was going to flail into like right here. My judgment was way off.
Yeah, I thought Bell kind of had a beat on it, and then I saw him kind of let up, didn't think Fields was anywhere close, and then realized it was going to be a double there for Bryson Bloomer.
Fastball up and in. Caden Green arches out of the way. Shortstop for the Nanners, 1 for 3. Single, pop out to second, strikeout looking. And a healthy cut and a miss on a fastball over the inside corner. Bloomer off second. The Bananas just need to get 6 more men on base to bring the tying run to the plate here in the 8th.
Rally time.
Blitzer wagon time. 1-1. Another cut and a miss, another fastball in the zone. Judy Pounder is turning her cap backwards at home. Always seems to be longer games in Macon. We're at the 3-hour and 8-minute mark as Caden is under a fastball to right. Long run, and it'll be snagged by Bryce Matthews. Just around the line here. For out number 2. To the top of the order we go. Jesse Sherrill will be pinch hit for by Jack Renwick. So the third-year Nanner night ends with a 1 for 4 stolen base. Sophomore from Wofford, the right-handed bat. We'll get to swing it here. The pride of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hits a high pop in the infield, right side. First baseman Kyle Bork will snag it. That will retire the Bananas. 1-out double from Bryson Bloomer. Nothing more from it. The Nanners still down 8, heading to the bottom of the 8th.
All right, Macon fans, if you're still sitting down, get on your feet and join our conga line. Or just dance with us. That too, that works too.
Of course, Max Bergman will be back out on the bump. Gave up a bloop single in the 7th, and then was able to strike out the second batter he faced. 2 out of the first 4 Macon hitters in the bottom of the 7th committed outs. There were runners on first and second with 2 down. And then the inning went walk, 2-run single, walk, hit batter, 2-run single. And by the way, a run came in on the hit batter. That was with the bases juiced. RBI single, RBI single, RBI single, RBI single. It's honestly the most prolific rally I've seen in 3 years broadcasting Bananas CPL baseball.
Woof.
Only word that fits. Judy, make sure to take the rally cap off here for the bottom of the 8th. You can reapply it come the top of the 9th. It's been a lot of voodoo being passed around in all kinds of shapes and sizes so far here tonight. Seemed like it was all in the Bananas' favor for the first 6.5 innings. Maddie Roberts, I'm not sure if you were watching that bottom of the 7th, but after not seeing any of the first 11 runs, hope you didn't witness the 9 you did not want to see the most. And if you didn't witness it, then we really have a mysterious case on our hands. That would make it 20 runs scored without you seeing any of them. Fastball up and in it. Someone yells, charge the mound. I think it clanked off of the glove of Indy Stanley because a foul ball wasn't called, but it had a foul ball-ish sound to it. And no one seems hurt. It didn't clank off Terry Konzich or Indy's shoulder or anything. Righty to righty, 1-0 pitch. Fastball inside. Called a strike? Wow. 1-1 count here on Kyle Bork. The 6th hitter for the Bacon. Manning first base tonight. 1 for 4. Big 2-run single, a steal and a run scored in the 9-run 7th. And a big cut and a miss. Breaking ball down below the zone. Bergman has been about 90 to 91 with the fastball. 77 to 80 with that slider. And 80 miles per hour with the changeup. From the windup, pants all the way to the cleats. A breaking ball bounced foul off third. I'm sorry to hear that, Maddie. Guess we can throw away the theory that runs would only be scored when you were away from the ball game tonight.
Our best scientists are no longer on the case.
Rats. Another 1-2 here from Mad Max. Check swing, he did not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, painful. Good adjective for the bottom of the 7th inning, Leanne DeGrandis. Absurd. Troublesome.
I can only hope that.
Fastball dots the outside corner, Bork down looking. What is your only hope, Josh?
I can only hope that tonight when I get back to Savannah, Bico, that the AC in my place is back in running again, or else this is really going to make for just a tough night.
Do you have any inclination from the Lord of your land that will be the case?
No, I reached out via the old electronic mail, but there was no response given.
Ghosted, as the kids call it.
Yes.
I'm not very
Not
hopeful.
the first time I've been ghosted either.
Oh, man. Fastball misses low to Davis Heller. I keep doing that. I got to cross his name out.
It's Mason Minzy, man.
Thank you. It's getting late early here in Macon. Foul ball right side. Heck of a play by the first base coach on a hot shot. Minzy 0 for 1, a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. You can guess when the walk and the run scored occurred. This is his third at-bat, well, third plate appearance in as many innings since pinch hitting for Heller in the 6th. Fastball outside, count 2-1. Two-one, righty to lefty. And it's popped up left side out of play. My stepmom, Karen, just sent me a picture of a Nana slicer. Nana slicer. Nana, don't look too happy about this. They probably went banana, but couldn't use the whole word for some reason. Well, it's pretty funny, actually. I'll show this to all you folks at home. It's meme time in the evening. Meme o'clock. 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. Says Vince Kratzer down at third. Yeah, Nana slicer. Could be helpful in my line of work, as my stepmom Karen pointed out. Good to get some humor in these trying times.
Biko, do you have a favorite meme?
I mean, it's tough to say no to crying Jordan. Payoff pitch. Fastball misses the outside corner. Barely, but clearly a ball. Now it will be James Bell. Tell you what, the Bacon walked 3 times in that 9-run 7th. Something that they've actually done more than any other team in the CPL. 90 walks for the Bacon, averaging 6 walks a night. Absurd. The Nanners, on the other hand, have only walked 49 times, tied for last in the league. They're walking 3.2 times per 9 innings. Fastball, skied to right. Long run for Bryson Bloomer towards the fence. He wisely slams the brakes as he bumps into this odd corner here down the line. Ball ended up right around there. Count 0-1 on Bell. 2 for 3 on the night. 3 runs scored, single, double, an RBI hit by pitch. He's the one whose bell was rung by Leighton Finley. There's a hot shot to third. Brewer to second. Renwick to first. 5-4-3, smoothly turned by the Nanners. And now they will try to mount an 8-run rally.
Okay, Bacon fans, Kevin is up in the seating bowl with
Hot shot.
us, and he's gonna do some
The tough part of the play
So he's gonna act something out.
was Brewer grabbing that thing,
And he'll give you a thumbs up.
and then the rest was smooth as silk.
Kevin, whenever you are
Great
ready.
turn from the defensively strong Jack Renwick at second base. His first inning out in the field tonight.
Airplane, got it. What's next, Kevin?
Aaron says Josh will be cooking bacon on the nightstand later tonight.
Oh, most definitely.
98 in Central Florida. Yeah, it was 97 at first pitch tonight, Leanne. As Judy Pounder says, the devil's armpit here in Macon. Thank goodness it's a very cool 85 degrees now at 10:19 p.m. here on the East Coast. Aaron, you make me crack up. Wow, Saharan dust blowing over you folks in Florida? Keeping the afternoon thunderstorms away. That's crazy. I didn't know you got Saharan dust in Florida. Makes that trip across the Atlantic, huh? I don't even know what this promotion was. Do you? I can't quite tell what's happening. Oh, Kevin Bacon is playing hide and seek in the stands. He's just hiding behind. Seats. What would you call? You go, Mr. Josh.
We'll get back to your thought, Pico.
Thank
but
you.
It's the top of the ninth.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yes.
How did we not get the Macon chant?
That is a really good question, actually. I feel robbed.
I feel robbed.
Drew takes a fastball on the outside corner from Daniel Merrill out for his 4th inning of work. And then a bender low and away to the Nanners left fielder, 0 for 3 on the night. That one low, and the count 2-1. Drew a couple strikeouts, a ground out, and a walk. Yeah, I missed my Macon. Bacon. Drew with a check swing foul right side. Fastball inside corner. I think he thought it was going to be a front door breaking ball.
Now that I've had my gripe, you may continue your thought.
Can't quite remember what it was.
Did it have to do with the Kevin hide-and-go-seek game?
Yes, it did. Thank you. I'm back. There's a soft tapper foul, third base side. What would you call these steel beams that hold up the grandstand? Would you call them steel beams that hold up the grandstand?
That's the leading vote getter right now.
Cool. That's what couldn't put my thumb on it when Kevin was hiding behind one earlier.
Structural integrity beams.
Yeah. Breaking ball high, and the count now 3-2 on Drew. I like that. That sounds fancy.
Yeah, way fancier. It sounds like we're actually giving them way more credit than they probably deserve.
Well, I hope they're structurally integrity. Anyway, swing and a miss from Drew. Breaking ball around the knees. Not the way the Nanners drew up their 8-run rally beginning here in the 9th. But hey, the Macon 9-run rally in the 7th started with a fly out to right. Nanners backstop Indy Stanley, 1 for 4 on the night. Solo home run, couple ground outs and a fly out. Big hack and a miss. I meant to put this up here many times ago. This was 351 feet. Good job, Indy. There's a ground ball to third. Nice pickup over there. Fire across the diamond from Holden Breeze. And the Bananas 1 out away from dropping their first game in 7 tries to the Bacon this summer.
This is now the part in the broadcast where we quote the great Kevin Garnett, who famously said, anything is possible.
Just reminds me of I'm on a Boat, the tune by Lonely Island.
Yes.
Where Andy Sandberg screams that. Well, I don't know, I kind of get it mixed up with the part of the music video where they're doing the Jack and whatever, the lady from the Titanic. Rose?
Jack and Rose.
Rose, yeah, thank you. 0-1 pitch coming to Brewer, who lines it foul down the right field line. Flirted with a double. Ended up bouncing right about there. Nanners down to their final strike. Bo Brewer, 2 for 4 on the night. A double, a 2-run single, a pair of runs scored, and a stolen base. Really nice night for the man holding down the hot corner. And a breaking ball bounced foul just barely down third as Bo hustles to first and will take a relaxing trip back towards home. Not an ounce of hustle in him. We got a come on batter. He's going to walk all the way. We're at the 3-hour and 24-minute mark in this game, and the fans are furious that Bo is taking his time returning to the plate. Oh, goodness. Now he's going to take his time out of the box, couple practice swings.
Bo always a real crowd pleaser anywhere he goes.
That was comedy in its purest form. Another 0-2. And he's going to foul it off because, of course. Good pitch there by good old Daniel
Merrill.
There he is. Fastball outside corner. What did you want to do on this soundboard?
Nothing. Nothing.
Another 0-2. Bo almost gets his helmet knocked around. He bends out of the way of a fastball. Oh, you're going to look at it again. Still unsure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out my audio levels.
I can help you out with that. 1-2, shot to the left, and Bo has the last laugh. He's digging towards second and wisely pumps the brakes as he feet first slides back to first. Bo Brewer 3 for 5. Have yourself an evening. That ball was smoked. What do you want to do with your levels? It's right here, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
It's right there.
Yeah, that's you.
Wow, I'm up loud.
Yeah. I mean, I'm up pretty loud, too. The gain is where you're really up pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, now that was really quiet, but you crank the gain a little bit.
Now I'm back.
Now you're back. I'm going to give you even a little bit more gain.
Oh, I'm really back.
Armando Becerra skies one in the infield. Who's going to catch it? It'll be the catcher. No, it won't. Bo Brewer's going to get to third. It never touches a glove, so that's an infield single for Armando Becerra. You don't see that every day. It falls right here. And here's where Bo's line drive single to left occurred.
Biko, that was just a crazy enough situation to actually get me to believe that we might have a crazy, I mean insane, rally on our hands.
Who is throwing balls on top of this grandstand? That was incredible. Armando having a heck of a night. He's 3 for 4. That one was hit into an elevator shaft. Carter Sanford made the call and then didn't even come close to catching it. Now Brody Wortham takes a fastball, a pinch outside. Nanner's first baseman, 1 for 3 on the night. RBI single, a walk, and a couple strikeouts swinging. Judy, have a great evening, my dear friend. Taking off for second as there's a line drive to right. And oh my goodness, Bryce Matthews has to jump to make the catch. Wortham put great lumber on it. But the Bacon have finally defeated the Bananas. They take this one 14-6 on 13 hits behind a powerful 9-run bottom of the 8th inning. Daniel Merrill with 4 scoreless innings of relief. Probably one of the MVPs of the night for Macon. As the Bananas, still a CPL best, 12-4 on the summer. The Bacon have won 3 straight and pull even at 8 wins and 8 losses. Let's take a look around the league real quick before we do anything else. The Blowfish game against the Flamingos was canceled. So the Bananas still have a 2-game lead over Lexington County. Mustangs beat the Zookeepers. So they gain a gain on the Bananas. They're now 3.5 back at 8-7. The Bacon 4 games back at 8-8. And the Marlins, winners 6-0. They've won 6 straight now and pull even with the Wilson Tobbs, who are about to lose to the Holly Springs Salamanders 17-5. So Morehead City, who was defeated by the Bananas in last season's Coastal Plain League Championship, will have sole possession of first place in the CPL East at night's end, as the Pilots beating up on the Chili Peppers, who will end up a game behind Morehead City at the end of the evening. Josh, what's our numbers tonight, buddy?
Yeah, final line of the game, the Macon Bacon with 14 runs, the Savannah Bananas with 6, the Bacon with 13 hits, no errors, maybe 1, depending on who's scoring you kind of want to go with tonight. And then the Bacon left, let's see, 6 guys on base tonight.
Not bad.
As for the Bananas, they had 12 hits, no errors, and left 7 guys on base tonight. Winning pitcher is going to be Dan Merrill. He had those 4 strong innings at the end of the game to secure that win. As for the Bananas tonight, Josh Willits will be handed the loss. That is his first. And for Merrill, again, that was his first win of his CPL season.
Attaboy. It tells a lot of the tale tonight that the Bananas had 1 hit less than the Bacon and 8 less runs. That is walks, the big bugaboo for the Bananas, and stranding the bases loaded in the 5th inning, even though they had batted around then. The Bacon carry the 14 guys to the plate in that 9-run 7th and take it 14-6. We'll be back in action tomorrow night, back in the friendly confines of historic Grayson Stadium, where, check my notes, the Lexington County Blowfish will come for the second matchup between the 2 top teams in the CPL West. It'll be a big game. Bananas trying to extend their lead over Lexington County to 3 games. The Blowfish trying to do the exact opposite, pull within a game of the Nanners for that very important first half title in the West. I dropped my pen cap, but really does not need to be picked up now. Josh, wild game, thanks so much for being by my side the whole time. Terrific job by you, buddy.
Thank you, Biko. Always fun to come on with you. It was a good night nonetheless. Yeah,
well, I mean, we had fun. Thank you so much to everybody in Bananas Insiders. You all were terrific and hilarious from night start to night end. Caprice George, the Bananas Insiders MVP on the evening, thank you so much for 6 waters and a couple nice notes that Josh and I will open up on the bus. Let's do it tomorrow night. Pre-game starts at 6. First pitch at 7. Of course, that's Eastern. The Nanners drop this one by 8. We will see you tomorrow night, and we'll see you later.